Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapy of the Absurd New Year 2020 special. Whee! All right. Everyone's got their drinks. Yes, I got mine.
I'll stay for a beer or 10, maybe.
Yeah, sounds good. How is everybody going into the next year?
Alive.
Lindsay,
My question
tell
is,
us
are you
how
ready for round 2?
round 2, 2021. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I find it very interesting.
I hope that's not around.
We started a lockdown pre-Christmas, and it doesn't exactly lead into New Year's, right? So
Yeah.
Not
So
smart.
apparently we're having a stricter lockdown in January where it's a 4-week, like nothing's open.
It's going to have to be because nobody's staying home on New Year's, dude. Or New Year's Eve. It's not.
Yeah, even my CEO locked it off the first week at least. No one can come in, to the office. The first week after the holidays, he's like, no one can come in. And then he's like, okay, after that week, though, you can come in.
He's like, you can come spread COVID after that.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd not do it. You do it for a week, but not 2 weeks. I mean, that's special.
But so how was your day and or week been, Lindsay?
No, year.
Oh, year. Sorry.
Sum it all up.
Oh, year?
3 sentences.
Bringing marshmallows to a dumpster fire.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like there's been a lot of good stuff that's happened in 2020, but then you look around and you're like, what? Is this real?
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So, yeah, other than the sci-fi element, things are pretty good with comedy and writing and friends and music. And I feel just very grateful. But, then I open my eyes and move my head around. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Alive, very alive.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Quick trivia fact. Therapy of the Absurd started in 2020.
Late July 2020.
Yeah, July. No, it wasn't in the beginning. Can't blame us for all that year.
So you're a COVID baby.
COVID baby podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, COVID babies, that was something that was going to happen. Hey, we're locked inside, so is anything on? Yeah, let's see. We pay for 5 streaming services. 85% of the shit on here fucking sucks. What is this? What?
That's why
what is
film and TV are deemed essential now, guys.
Yeah.
You're running out of content.
Well, we're waiting for the first baby to be called Rona.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna happen. Yeah. That's literally no joke.
So what's your child's name? Rona.
This is your brother's syphilis.
That's right. Syphilis.
Wow.
Gone. Hey, why is your brother named Gone?
Syphilis.
If we get pregnant again, it's Crabs. Hey, Crabs, get over here.
Hey there, Crabs.
I actually know a Hawaiian named Hulu, which is interesting.
You know somebody.
I know a Pacific Islander from Molokai named Hulu. It's spelled exactly like the streaming service.
I think he needs to sue. He needs a lawsuit now.
I was like, wow, okay.
You're hanging out with them, and then he's like, so did you see that game? And I'm like, oh, and if you get Colgate now, you get a free whitening service with it. Okay, and then it's these numbers come up where you can skip. And then he goes back to talking about sports.
So he's literally Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's so good.
So how would you sum up the year, Ed?
Okay, so it started in March. Actually, no. Funny story, it started in February where it wasn't a big deal. And I'm like, okay, business as usual. So I was going to work, still podcasting, still talking to my friends. And then it's funny, all my comic friends were saying, hey man, I think you need to stop driving rideshare after work. And I'm like, why? And I didn't think of it right at the time. And then I got sick the week of my birthday. I remember that. And that was a precursor. Like I had a cold, a really bad cold. I didn't lose my sense of taste and smell, but it felt like I had razors in my, it felt bad. And I never forgot, some passenger asked me, can you die from it? And I looked at her like, well, yes. Yes. And so I stopped, and then I'm like, okay. And that Monday, like everything shut down. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, this is only temporary, but here we are now. Fast forward. And for me, the best way to describe it is it's kind of like a band relationship. I'm sure you know it. You have your good days, you have your good weeks, and then some drama breaks out. Someone doesn't show up to rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
Someone doesn't like the group you had sex with because they had sex with them before and they had caught feelings.
That's
like it's like totally like this, and then someone eventually has to quit the band and doesn't give a shit anymore, and then you have to scramble to find a new member. That's the same exact uncertainty that I'm feeling with 2020. And the only thing that's kept everything intact has been this
podcasting.
That's it. Yeah, that's that in fucking Zoom meetings, which are bullshit. But nothing like unrestrained. Like I remember I was telling my wife, I'm like, the only thing that's really kept me sane and not from being the Amityville horror with Ryan Reynolds. Has been all the funny shit that's been fucking plaguing the internet since this started. Oh yeah, because nothing but comedy has come out of this whole fucking pandemic.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Nothing. I'm like, I know there's a morbid side to it, but at the same time, like, fuck, that's funny as hell. Yeah, he's absolutely right. So that's how I see it. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, now 2021, cool. Round 2.
Yeah, pretty much,
That's
man.
the way I see it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be straight till before end of next year, and then coming 2022, will we see some form of normality? Because they already had a lady, and this is not me making this up. This is not Stefan making it up. We're gonna go to you, Dan. Sorry, one sec. Who took the new vaccine, and she's in a coma.
Oh shit.
So. Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. Whoever's next to a computer and want to Google that shit right now, you go for it.
Jeez.
Fuck.
Yep. Dan, your turn.
Well,
2020.
No, I'm still stuck on Ed going from losing taste to music, because whenever I'm worried that I'm losing taste, I go, honey, put on Imagine Dragons and see how long I can take it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But I don't know. The year's been interesting.
Do you want to put on your lampshade while you tell us how 2020 was?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
We're not here.
Put on your lampshade.
He's like, not yet, bro. We're not on the lamp yet.
The year's been interesting to me, but there's been something that's been plaguing me for months as a comedian. And I wonder if it makes me a bad person. I wonder if this is too much for some audiences, and I wonder if there's just too much resistance that would come to this kind of behavior.
What are we talking
and
about?
I'm not sure
He's prophesying
if anybody is going to be able to be okay with me using a term to describe a certain group.
Uh-oh.
But damn it, if we're going to talk about penguins, I'm going to call them flipper chickens.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. You have my vote.
Never made more sense. These flipper chickens. Yes. I drink to that. I drink to that.
If I had a shot, I'd take one, Dan.
Yeah, that's been my year.
Flipper chickens. Holy Lord. You need to. Okay, so that's Dan's introduction to some of his new material. He'll be telling after the new year. I think that's just dope, dude. You have to say that, dude. I've not heard anybody say that. So you're
it's a New Year's Eve fucking podcast. We're faded.
Yeah. Well, almost. We will.
Lindsay is having water.
Yeah, this is not apple juice.
Another can of water.
And I'm
Yeah,
just having a LaCroix. Yeah.
I literally can only afford water, so I
And
am.
Stefan is having athlete perspiration in a jar.
That's right. That's right. Don't tell everyone, Dan. It's a secret. Gosh.
How's your alkaline water, Lindsay? Is it delicious?
It is.
Can you feel your pH rising?
pH rising.
Yeah,
Stuff
it's balanced.
It's balanced. Yes.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, yeah,
Balanced.
strong enough for a man, but pH balanced for a woman.
Hey, man.
Oh man.
Whatever works, right?
I always thought that was a weird slogan for a deodorant to have. I was like, who thought of that?
I've used women's deodorant on an emergency several times, and quite frankly, I think it's the best thing for a man.
Yeah.
I'm not
Except-
kidding.
Like every time I do it, 20 minutes later, I find myself in a meadow dancing, and then I'm
Where am I?
how'd I get here?
I'm calm. I'm in a meadow. Calm.
What the hell?
It's my
Oh,
Zen
yeah.
garden.
It's my Zen garden, yes.
Stefan, how has your 2020 been coming up?
Well, anybody who has children who are learning from homes, they know
Yeah.
it sucks. 2020
Hell
sucks.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Party City had a little thing. It's I almost got that. I was gonna get a little background thing. It said "FU 2020." And I was like, "FU 2020? What? No." And then underneath it said "Forget you 2020." I was like, "No, nobody thinks forget you 2020. No, we're thinking fuck you 2020."
Yeah. You know, if one of the things that, you know, if either Donald Trump or Biden wants to do that will earn cool points with me, I know I'm just being a centrist here, but you know, if either one of them renames one of the jets that are being developed as the FU 2020.
I'm not gonna lie. That actually, it wouldn't really help anybody, but it'd be funny.
Yeah, either one of them can do it, and it will show bipartisan support for hilarity.
Yeah.
In today's press conference, I want to let you all know that we're going to name the new jet the FU 2020. It's the best jet, private jet, the most private that you've ever known, and no one has any equivalent. It's the best. FU 2020. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh yeah, he's like, that's the only private.
Just walks away. No question.
By the way, I really hope, like, on the day where he's done, you know, his last day, someone has built a giant megaphone speaker, whereas he's exiting, they go, "You're fired!" Just like,
He's not going to go away that quick, man. He's bringing back the apprentice
Yeah.
next pilot season.
he's holding on to the carpet.
He's like, oh, fuck.
No shame.
Because he should start a fan club right after he's done, because he'll have an
Well, I mean,
ROI
if you looked at
So-
when they were counting the votes, like when it was really divided, and both had nearly 80 million people.
Yeah.
He's fine, dude. If he can take 20 of those and still do a TV show, he's fine.
If he
Yeah.
pulls them to OAN, that will be fascist TV network like hell. Like, or with it OANN, whatever he's called, you
Oh,
goose stepping piece of shit.
OAN is basically InfoWars with like decent ads.
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's
man.
what they are.
I mean, other than the kid learning from home, we were fortunate to start a podcast and hang out and meet new people and do comedy and write comedy and do Bobby's class and Jerry Corley's class. And
I did a lot of those things too. I forgot
that's
to
right.
mention
That's
it.
right.
Is that
And
Bobby
Lindsay
at
Lohan's
Now of
class.
Comedy?
Oh yeah.
Oliver?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got to take her before, was it pre-corona, in the before times. In the before times, and
I took them in an after time.
That's right. And so, I got to do the live class, and I got lucky because I had Michelle Miyazaki, I had Susan Wolf, I had Danny Brooks. I had all like these like people who've been doing it for so long in my first class, and then later found out, oh wow, they've been doing it for a while. This is awesome. So many different levels, so many different kinds of people, and
Yeah,
also Antonio.
I went to class with Antonio also.
Oh yeah, so that was
And
pre-corona.
Lynn's son, and J.K. Weldon, and so many people that I went to class with. Oh, Mar Danielin
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
And then geez, there's a lot more people. Rachel Teven and Elaine Edinger and Palomar. I'm gonna mess up her last name.
Well, you guys had that many people in class?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
Wow. I have so much respect for stand up. It's like such a science at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like, but at this, in its retrospect, it's like there's an ego about being a stand-up comic, and then you have to contribute back to the audience. It's like a total like push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. And not everyone can do it. I know not everyone can do it. Like the most unexpected people that I know, like I didn't even know Dan was a stand-up, like a comic. I'm like, Dan Ochoa from fucking Murgy's Law?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? And then I started seeing his comments on Facebook. I'm like, oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like a flipper
He's
chicken.
being very funny.
I'm trying to take over the world.
He's a flipper chicken. It's okay.
And then Stefan, it's like he's known as the lead vocalist of fucking Enthrallers.
Oh, it's just
And I'm
a
like,
small little
he's
band.
a
It's okay.
comic? I'm like, you just headbang on stage and go.
Oh my lord, sir, are you okay?
I'm like,
Well,
wow.
I may have to say that
Least
both
expect.
Stefan and I do that because I also have the Heckla project, which I just put out an album this last year and it's free. So if you ran out of money and you want to give if you want to give it as a gift, you just go to heclametal.com. Heckla Metal, because they love you. No. Anyway. No, okay, so here's the funny thing about that is I named it that because most of the comics that I really love come from Boston. So I wanted to call it Heckla. And that's the name. Yeah, Hekla. Heckla. It's how the Boston comics, I assume, would say Heckla. No disrespect.
I was at the bar. At the bar. It was Heckla.
But
he shot the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
But I also found out an Icelandic volcano. But anyways, let's go to HEKLAmetal.com. There's a free. Yeah, you give people that link, and they can go get free metal. Yeah, I named it Heckla. Heckla.
Those damn Hecklas.
That's the album's free. It's called EP.
It's Wicked Refatted.
Wicked retarded. In the fucking car.
The free album.
In the fucking car.
Get in the car, eat your lemon bar.
The free album is called EP because it's an EP. EP Othea. Othea. EP Othea.
Hey, last time I was on this shit, you had stomach cramps, man. Don't make me laugh like that, dude. No.
Well, yeah.
Lindsay, I had these guys on my
fuck,
podcast and I could not stop laughing. I could not.
That's the weird thing, by the way. This year it was kind of funny because Stefan and I, both being death metal heads and being, people that knew each other like a long time ago. We do the show and we would go to look for topics and vote on topics to do. And Stefan and I'd be like, "Yeah, we like these ones." It's like, and then like the ladies would look at him, go,
Oh my god,
those topics, huh? Yeah.
I love the gender balance, but the women are always the more savages, man. We're just the curious ones.
Sure.
It's hard, and it's something I look forward to, but it's a challenge because you're trying to represent as many different voices as possible, which is the goal, and it's something.
Wait, that's our goal.
You're like, wait a minute.
So, as many voices as possible. Hold on for a little while. I shall talk like this. And then for a little while, I will talk like this.
Dude.
I will about the mountain. There were bunnies on the mountain.
Oh man.
So many voices, like even Jordan Peterson can come in and tell you to clean your room, boys. Ah!
Oh,
You sure you're not on the devil's
breathe,
leg?
Ed.
Are you smoking the devil's lettuce, sir?
Yeah, the devil's lettuce. You mean arugula?
That's the beautiful thing about the podcast. We get everybody's unique perspective, unique voice, and then we try to scramble some eggs.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge, but I love challenges, so that's fine with me.
Yeah, sometimes Stefan and I's perspective tends to get like a silent room. Well, okay, mine a lot. So yeah, I'm not dragging him into this. Sometimes I get the silent room of what the fuck did he just say? And sometimes I really enjoy it.
You're like, very quiet.
Because he's a scientician.
Scientician.
Scientician, yes.
Scientician.
Well, we've been on Ed's show, and he called me a scientician.
I brought in experts to discuss the strange explosion noises in Southern California, and it was Dr. Stefan Bowman and scientician Dan Ochoa.
By the way, we never answered anything about those booms.
We sure did.
You think
Everyone's like, so did you guys conclude as to what those sounds were? And I'm like, no. We didn't.
Well, maybe if they catch this, they'll understand what has been going on.
I'll tell you what it was.
Because there was a monolith that just showed up in my backyard, so I don't know what to make of it. I'm like, I'll
tell you with the booms. The booms were space whales. All right, space whales.
Space
whale flagellants.
No.
Yeah. That was no space whale flagellants. That's what it was.
What?
There you go, Ed.
Yeah. Motherfucking space whale. Lindsay.
Somebody
space
ate magical fruit.
Space whales.
Oh, space whale. You know, that reminds me of one of my favorite.
That makes sense. Space whales, yeah.
It reminds me of one of my favorite.
You got a fart too, right?
Oh my god!
Is that out of his blow?
It's weird you mentioned space whales because one of my favorite meta jokes. I've been teaching my girls meta jokes this year. My little 9 and 10-year-old. I'm like, you got to know some meta jokes. Why? Because it makes your dad laugh. What about everyone else? Fuck them.
Oh my lord!
Then one of my favorite ones is a guy walks into a bar. And he walks into the bar with a baby whale under his arm.
Interesting.
And he goes up to the bartender, and the bartender says, "What do you have?" And he goes, "I have a whiskey on the rocks." And the bartender, feeling kind of fun, looks down at the whale and goes, "And what will you have?" The whale looks up and goes,
Oh boy! Good thing I didn't eat any of my weed chocolate. I'm just gonna say that. I'm glad I'm so. I'm glad.
Dan, stop.
His pants, bro.
Oh my god, it's so hot now.
I love that joke.
What do the whales think of that joke, Dan?
What are
we calling cultural appropriation for that, dude? Come on.
No, it's totally fine as long as you don't take me to the world.
Oh, okay.
I'll drag it down to the bottom of the water by a ponytail. I dare you.
I'm not gonna unhear or unlisten that shit the rest of the
He's gonna laugh, bro.
You're gonna be asleep.
He's gonna get smacked. His wife's gonna be like, "Shh, turn the whale off."
Shut the fuck up, you fucking whale. Turn on your side.
Turn on your side.
That's kind of funny because sometimes, like with my sleep apnea mask, if there's been allergens in the air, like sometimes like stuff messes with your nostril cavities, and like you'll be like.
I wonder what your wife.
You wake up to it. You're like, is the Terminator coming?
Oh man!
Dun 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 dun.
Oh,
Hamilton. Eddie Furlong, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, jeez.
Liquid metal is T1000 liquid metal.
I can't even say that what he calls him in the movie, man. My buddy Butcher knows how to say that really good, dude. When he names what the liquid metal is in the movie,
Cybernetic, whatever.
he says an impallialic alloy or some shit like that. And I'm like, what? Like how he would say it with his accent.
I'm gonna fall off my chair, guys. God. Ugh.
I am the governor of California.
Governator.
California. I'm so good at Spanish.
Well, that's why I love. There's a band called what is it? Austrian Death Machine. I think.
Austrian Death Machine.
Yeah,
Starring the guy that I was gonna fight backstage at a show.
Oh,
because he just got out of jail for conspiring to murder his wife.
Wait, are you talking about
as blood
Tim Lambesis?
as I lay dying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, no.
but
Here's what I love about
day,
that.
Dude, I'll fuck him up. He's my size, so.
No, here's what I love about that guy.
It's a new year, Ed. Come on.
2021, get him.
But that guy bothered me because, like, he used something that was so freaking just total shady thing. So he gets caught by an undercover cop asking for someone to kill his wife, right?
Yep.
And he goes to jail, and then he comes back, and then he goes, "Hey, you don't worry about what I was doing then. That's when I was an atheist." And atheists like me are like, "Do you say what, motherfucker?"
I'm like, excuse me?
Like, excuse me?
No.
Oh, no, I was an atheist, and now I'm back to believing. You can trust me again. What's your social security number?
Can you believe that, Lindsay? He asked an undercover cop to murder his wife.
At a gym, Lindsay.
At a gym.
Yeah.
The lead screamer, but the lead screamer of a Christian hardcore band called
Like, how many people before that did he ask to murder his wife who were like, "You're crazy, shut the fuck up"?
Yeah.
Right? No, I just need to ask a different way. Let me just find someone else.
And it was because he was fighting a really bad custody battle with his ex-wife, and he wanted full custody of his children. So what better way to get full custody than to just murder my wife?
Wow. These are the type of current event topics.
Dad of the year.
It's like, dude, really?
These are the current event topics you're hearing on our New Year's special. That happened how many years ago?
This is true. Was actually
like a decade ago.
He did like a year and a half. But this happened at Rockstar Mayhem, I think, or Knotfest or something like that. And I went back and I seen him, and I just went like this. And he caught me staring at him. He was like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "Your case file?" And he's like, "Oh, you're one of those guys." I'm like, "No, you're one of those guys."
Yeah, you're one of those guys. You did hire someone to kill your wife. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, and I'm like,
who's
you're
gonna
one of those guys
now?
Yeah.
Like, who is going to trust you now? And here's the funny thing: the drummer guy's actually pretty cool.
He's awesome.
I've met that guy. He recorded at Love Juice back when I worked there. Those two guys. I met Tim Lambesis, and I have a friend that also was had a studio with Tim for a while until they parted ways before all this getting caught trying to kill a woman with money happened. It did, and he's, I mean, I wonder if my friend had signs like that it was coming. He's like, yeah, I think my friend has a list on his wall and I'm on it. I think we should end this partnership. Change the locks.
I think he's going to kill his wife.
And in that, we're going to transition to the craziness of 2020.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
After talking about someone doing something crazy, we're going to crazy. That's crazy times two, everybody. Excite yourself.
All right, so here
as long as it doesn't result in stomach cramps, I'm totally
Poopy!
Oh my lord.
I love how he's got the mask over the entire face except for the eyebrows.
There's definitely some stuff in here that we can make fun of, and then there's some stuff that
if I make fun of it, will send me straight to hell in a bucket.
Some of it is definitely very.
Are those Slim Jims for his eyebrows?
I know.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Slim Jims. Step into a Slim Jim.
All right. We got January 6th. Former film producer Harvey Weinstein is charged with 4 additional counts of rape, sexual battery in Los Angeles court. February 24th. Former film producer Harvey Weinstein is found guilty of
How did he
rape.
magically just start walking on a walker?
I think he did that so he could somehow get people's mercy.
That is such a bad.
He's trying to mess with people's emotions.
That's a bold move, Cotton. See how it works for
He
him.
caught COVID. He caught
You
COVID.
know, you get desperate when you do what that guy did, and you know, I just also would love to have been there in the courtroom when they had the testimony from the plant.
Oh,
If you don't know, one of the stories is he
makes love to his plants.
No, well, a female that he was propositioning in a hallway. Let's keep this classy.
That's class.
She basically, went against his advances, so he decided to turn around and finish in front of her into a plant.
Wow.
And that plant, to this day, has had screaming nightmares, which is really weird for the apartment complex. That's a screaming plant. What happened?
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein. Oh my God, on the plant? Yes, the
It is
plant.
now the depressed tree in Hollywood. It's right there. It grows 5 branches only.
Yeah, he's just disgusting. I'm
Yeah, we laughed at it too.
Oh yeah, he could die tomorrow, and I'd be like, "Who's that?" Okay.
We laughed at it appropriately, and it's okay to laugh if you're making fun of this guy because
So-
that's what he deserves for the rest of existence.
Harvey was the owner of Miramax.
He ran it with his brother. There's
Oh.
Harvey and I want to say is Charlie Sheen? No.
Well, he's produced a lot of stuff. I've been actually rewatching my favorite sketch comedy show, The Whitest Kids You Know, which is pretty. I don't know. It's pretty edgy, but this is me we're talking about. And they start with that logo, the Weinstein Company, with the double things, and then you start thinking about all the things you've seen with that logo start before. You're like, damn, this guy made a lot of stuff. He was probably propositioning a lot of people in a horrible way. Hey, Harvey Weinstein, you're a scumbag, and I know because you're probably not watching the show, but I said it anyway.
When Gwyneth Paltrow was assaulted by him, Brad Pitt thankfully was at a time in his career where he could actually stand up and not worry about the repercussions. So
was that all the divots in his face? He kicked him with cleats on.
Actually, from what reports were saying and what was reported, he held him up against the wall and put his fist to his face and told him, if you don't stop, being inappropriate and doing anything to Gwyneth, at the time because that was his girlfriend, I'm coming back. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And he left her alone. And for leaving, told him too, I better not hear about you doing anything to her career as well, because he knew. And that's why when you hear anybody who's worked with that studio, whether it be Tom Hanks or anybody, when they say, I didn't know, yeah, that's a crock of shit. It's been going if you've been there working with that company for over 10 years and you know nothing, are you an ostrich?
I think maybe Tom Hanks doesn't know because at 8 o'clock every night they put him in his cyber cryogenic chamber so that he gets plenty of rest so he can be a great actor again the next day. And they need to do that.
It's cryotherapy, guys. I'll try it. It's just like new beginnings each time.
It's so fabulous.
So, Stefan, I don't understand what's on this slide. I've never heard of this.
Is this a new metal band? COVID-19? Was this a local gang?
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new hit band on the board with.
But of course, we've heard of this. We have friends that have been affected by this. We love them.
Yes, hope that
they get better. All your friends in comedy that have gotten it, who you are. That I'm not going to name you because that's not my place.
Away as well. Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing.
The worker on the left looks like she's being held at gunpoint.
I give up, COVID. I give up. Take it all.
She's like, I'm moving slowly.
No, she's asking the one next to her, did we get the right deodorant? Was this have the pH balance that I need?
Am I sure?
No, the one on the right looks like, oh, fuck. And then
Yeah.
the one on the left's like,
But yeah, it was saying January 21st, COVID-19 pandemic, the first case of COVID-19 coronavirus in the United States is confirmed by the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, CDC.
And now we have.
this was the day after Kobe Bryant died, right?
No, that was Kobe's thing came after. January 20th.
So it was before.
Yep. January 26th, helicopter accident.
Oh,
Rest in
man.
peace, Kobe, Gianna Bryant, John, Kerry, Alyssa, Alboli?
Altabelli. Alto. That's,
okay.
Coach Alto was awesome, yeah.
Okay, Peyton Chester, Christina Mauser, and Araz.
It's a buy-in.
Okay, there you go. Whatever he said.
Oh,
You know,
man.
when I was back in the day, like recording bass for another album, Ranting Screw Mankind, you can see it on YouTube and also buy it from iTunes. Anyway, no, Kobe, another shameless plug in the middle of it, and then I brought attention to it.
No, but
No. I went to record bass in the guy who had the studio because I wanted a unique sound for the bass at that time. He was a huge basketball fan, so one night I went to schedule recording with him. But I got there and he goes, "You know what, dude? Do you mind waiting like a couple hours because the Kobe game is on?" I go, "What do you mean the Kobe game?" And he goes, his last one. And I'm not a big basketball fan, but I watched a guy during his game before retirement make like 68, 66 points. 61 points.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, I'm crushing it before I go out. And I was like, wow, that was fucking badass. And I went in and recorded, I think, 5 songs right after that, all amped up. Yeah, I'm a warrior too. But the years since then, I've realized I'm not much of a warrior. I'm more of a, where's my blanket and my toast?
We also have January 30th, asteroid narrowly scrapes past Earth.
This is the shit that makes me nervous, Steph. This is the shit that makes me nervous.
Well, there were people praying for this, bro, to just avoid the election altogether.
It's like, no, that's, how about no?
Wait. This is coming up this year, or it already happened?
Oh, this is January 30th. It already passed, bro.
We're at the beginning
of
the year.
So we're still talking about 2020. We're still talking about 2020.
Oh, this is 2020.
Okay, because there was supposed to be another one in November or something.
Yeah,
that one won't break out when Neil deGrasse Tyson told me it would be okay, and so I sucked my thumb and went back to sleep. And because I trust that, man.
Because Neil said it, you're totally cool with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it now. I mean, I know he's been wrong before, but he's got such a trusting voice.
Actually, because
he's that guy.
Thing will be fine.
He's got a trusting voice, so it's like, okay, Neil said it was okay. I'm going to bed now.
It's like, do you feel like dying right now? This is why. And it's okay for you to feel like dying because you are going to die in exactly 0.0056 seconds. And let me explain why.
You won't feel anything.
It's okay to feel like you're dying. But if you drink a glass of water, the pain will go away. And you will die in peace. And he goes like that. And it's like,
that's very soothing. That would be like Bob Ross,
It's like,
okay, today we're going to draw this asteroid. An asteroid coming down at us.
Well, it's a happy asteroid, yes.
Happy little asteroid. Look out your window. Do you see that? Don't think it is the looming specter of death coming upon you, ready to crush you and destroy all your sins and memories in one crushing blow.
God, dude.
Think of it more of a change for you and your kin to be fertilizer for a new being in the following generation of life.
The aliens will be very pleased with their new soil.
Thank you.
Amen.
What's the Scientology God theme? What's the Scientology God theme?
Wait. Well, it's not the God. Nino's the bad guy. He's the bad guy in the movie.
Maybe this was the comment from Xenu.
He's the one who put the creatures in the volcanoes of Hawaii, which spread the bad demons, which became our depressions and anxieties that live within inside of us.
Sounds like a Pixar movie, bro. Holy shit.
You should read a whole bunch of religious material. Like, there's a lot of that. Is like even the stuff that's like, "Whoa, this is mainstream. Let me read this." Oh, fuck, this is weird too. Like, the Bible has a story in it where there's one of the kings of Israel, just as he's been anointed by God. He's coming back, and a group of children, say that or make fun of him for being bald. They call him Baldy, actually, at least in the NIV version of the Bible. And so, what God does to take care of this is He sends a bunch of female bears to maul the 41 children.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And my question to that is, like, why didn't He just invent Rogaine real quick or something?
Rogaine?
Like instead of God, what God could have done instead of killing the children, which would have changed these children forever, is just suddenly give them a lion's mane of hair with the click of a Thanos finger, and boom, who's Baldy now? Oh my God, he looks like Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa. Yeah, I was gonna say the other guy from the romance novels back when it was earlier. Yeah, but I thought that would be a very dated
I can't believe it's
reference.
not Bada.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the illusion I'm a youngster so that I can stay hip forever.
Torrance, he was driving around in his Ferrari with his lady.
Who?
Wow.
Fabio.
Fabio. Yeah.
I believe it's not about that.
We talked about on our Christmas or the other day. We talked about He-Man, and I think He-Man and Fabio they gave this unreachable expectation for males on what your body should look like. It's like, you can't have a 20-inch waist and a 4-foot fucking wide chest, asshole.
So there we go. Yeah.
What's this? Wait, I'm sorry. I keep making this drag out longer.
February 21st, Wells Fargo agrees to pay a $3 billion fine. As a result, let's see here, brand. I got in the way. Sorry about that. Fine as a result of the 2016 fake account scandal. There would be days where we would open 5 checking accounts for friends and family just to go home early. Fake accounts created by forging signatures, driven by corporate sale goals, criminal prosecution deferred.
Wow.
Yeah.
I believe it. I used to work for JP Morgan Chase, so yeah, that's not far-fetched.
Will, come in here. I want to congratulate you for opening so many accounts from your customers like Hugh G. Rection and Hugh Gas and Amanda Hug and Kiss.
And IP Freely.
Yeah.
And then Fuck Lay. That was a real name, by the way, when I worked there.
Then we have March 13th.
Sounds like a good grocery list.
Oh, my Lord. March 13th, Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old EMT, is shot 8 times during a no-knock warrant as part of the narcotics investigation.
So why do these 3 officers look like guys that didn't... obviously, I knew in high school, tried out for football, didn't make it. They kept trying to find and fit into whatever significant group they found in high school, and they couldn't. They became cops.
Yeah, they weren't even the school bully.
It's like, okay. And now they feel significant by killing people.
Yeah, there should not be a
badge
at all. You know what I mean? Guilty or not, dude, you knock on the door, you announce yourself. If they're going to fire, they're going to fire. Right?
I think the thing that was most shocking for me to hear about this is there was one officer that was outside the room and heard the gunfire start. So he actually just pointed his gun into the window where the blinds were closed so he couldn't see into there and started just firing into the room as well.
Exactly.
So endangering not only, not even who cares what civilians are in there, but he could have hit any of his fellow officers as well. And I was like, what is that? We're really fucking up in training these guys, or we're really fucking up in the psychological review. Hey, did you ever stand behind someone and say, "Get him, Sal"? Okay, you can't be a cop.
No, not only that, people have to take into account that there is a lot of racism that goes in, and they need to do these hardcore psychological tests before you're going to hand out guns. and if you can't pass that test with a gun, you're on a desk. That's it. You're on a desk, man. Because the way it was handled, I really, they should all be in jail. They should all be in jail for life, and without possibility of parole. Period.
Now, and then their defense is that I think it was the boyfriend fired first. Well, okay, but here's the whole thing. Even if he did, they did a no knock. They broke down the door. A lot of people who wanted to argue against the reality of what happened that day are forgetting they're the ones arguing for you to have a gun for this situation. Someone comes to your door through there for your protection. That's exactly what her boyfriend, I believe, at the time, or fiance.
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Because my memory and beer.
Nonetheless, though, Dan, these three guys, to me, just looking at them, and I'm like, they're the kind of dudes that will confuse Ben Shapiro as a stand-up comedian. Oh yeah, I listen to funny shit. I listen to Ben Shapiro and Prager U.
Lindsay, have you been graced with enough Ben Shapiro and Prager U videos?
It's amazing.
No, I haven't. I sounds like maybe I should skip that.
No, Prager U, Dennis Prager. Okay, first of all, they're not a university, and they call themselves Prager U because they prey on idiots. If you love them and you're watching, I'm sorry to shatter your world. You have some missing brain cells.
And then we have April 15th, the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 passes 2 million worldwide.
Well, I think we're over 3 million now. I mean, right? This is April 15th.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it got up to that high so fast. But it's weird because I think that you even see people that have been very cautious before suddenly becoming more lax about what's going on, and that's a little concerning. There's part of me that's like, I can't be too judgmental about it. Be like, you assholes. It's like there's something very human about being around other people, and I think it will, like a horror movie where you're yelling at the screen saying, don't go to that door, but they heard something, and they want to go to the door and see what they heard. Just like when you look outside your door, because it couldn't possibly be a gargoyle. Those only exist in the movies and in your nightmares.
Oh, by the way, we reached 76.1 million worldwide with 1.68 million deaths. And guess who's number one? USA! USA!
Oh,
USA!
all the way, man. All the way. We have May 25th, murder of George Floyd sparks Black Lives Matter movement.
You put those back to back. That is sadistic. It's like, you can't make jokes about either of these, or these are both horrible. I think the thing that when Dave Chappelle did 846, I showed my wife.
Oh, yeah.
And his explanation of what happened that day, with the emotion it took, and I think he did that right off the cuff, is what I had heard. That was the plan. He does 3 jokes the whole thing, but it's still one of the best videos I've seen of his. There's only 3 jokes. There's one in the beginning, middle, end. Boom. That's it. The rest of it is him just speaking how he feels about what happened on this one. And my wife was like, okay, I didn't, know some of those things. And that's, that was, as a comedian, it's like, damn, I'm not the type of guy that is really good at bringing up social issues and talking about them. But I really appreciate, performers and stuff that actually do those kind of things very well.
Put a voice to it.
Yeah, because this was horrible. This should never happen. I think what's weird, what bothered me about this also is on Facebook, people say, well, what about this white guy that also got choked out with this? And he goes, yeah, I'm angry about that also, but why do you make it a versus thing?
No, yeah.
We're pissed off too at the same time though, but if you look at the statistics of how often, violence is used against black people from the police compared to white people, it's, some of the same things have happened, just not in the same numbers, not in the same ratio.
The same ratio, exactly.
Yeah, it messed up.
And that's the thing with, what did you say Dave Chappelle's thing was called again?
8:46.
8:46. We've been in 46 seconds.
So he
I mean,
basically,
you don't forget the number by the end of it. He drills that into your head because it makes the point. So-
and that's the name of it is the amount of time the gentleman was on his neck with his knee.
Yeah.
I think we can not call him a gentleman.
You can
Yeah,
call
no, look at him.
him. Shit.
You know who I feel?
I haven't known another human being for that long. I think
Yeah, not
I
George
think
Floyd.
he's a gentleman.
Oh yeah, the George Floyd's the gentleman, not the SOB right there with his his knee. Like, not
Nailed
that.
on. George Floyd being the gentleman. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, George Floyd. Yeah, the other guy's just an asshole. Because at any moment, if he's handcuffed,
euphemistic.
if he's handcuffed in the back of the car, he's no harm to anybody. He has no weapons. They've already frisked him. He's handcuffed. He's in the car. Why not leave him in the car? Why are you taking him out of the car to then put your knee on his neck? Right?
Well,
he knew what he was doing.
I'll tell you who I do feel bad for. There's a comedian that I really like. He was in the Taxi trivia show. What was that called? The Taxi trivia show. You'd go in, and then the lights would show up on the top.
Oh shit, that's a good question. Damn, I know that one.
I was hoping one of you would know right away, so I'd remember his name.
But, all I was trying to get across was, the police brutality needs to stop.
Yeah.
And people
that
need
shit
to.
has been a constant, Stefan, in LA. Like growing up there, born and raised, dude. It's been a fucking. Even I got I had to fight a cop and I got in trouble for it.
Yeah, and then the other thing we want to make clear to everyone too is just because you see someone different than you does not mean you need to call the police, and just because they are different than you doesn't mean they're doing something that's considered criminal activity, right? Whether they be Asian, black, white, Middle Eastern, whatever it is.
I mean, it's infuriating to see someone on a pogo stick, but you're supposed to live and let live.
That's some pogo stick tolerance.
By the way, the guy I was thinking of, by the way, I feel bad. Like, this is the only funny thing I can think of here. Just because I have to think of something. No, just kidding. No, I looked at this guy and I go, why does he look familiar? No, go back. Go back. Go back.
Oh, Lord.
Go back.
Okay,
I was like, I feel bad for Ben Bailey, a hilarious comic, because this cop that was on the neck looks like Ben Bailey.
Oh, he looks exactly like him. Oh, that'd be pretty bad.
Ben Bailey, yes, he looks like him.
Well, now we know who I will never open for. Sorry, Ben.
That sucks, man.
I just did that to my career. Okay, let's move on.
My condolences and thoughts and prayers to George Floyd and his family, and everyone else who's suffered to the brutality of the really bad.
Well, and thanks to everybody who went and marched for Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. I know.
And thanks for those who helped raise money. Lindsay, I think, didn't you do something raising some money for some of the things back then?
No, I worked on the Biden-Harris campaign as a volunteer, and right now on a project called Giggles for Georgia, where we're doing comedy and music for the Democratic candidates in Georgia.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
They've had a record number of people voting,
It's
by
not
the
like
way.
a Chick-fil-A Facebook group fundraiser. Those are whack, dude.
I think that's letting everybody know, like, when we recorded this, it's not actually on the New Year's Eve. I feel fucking cheated. I hate them. No, it is. It is. They want to do
Don't
that.
like intelligence.
Don't ruin the
Don't like
illusion.
people who are stupid.
Yeah, no, we're really on New Year's Eve right now.
October 3rd, 3 major world leaders who caught COVID-19 all downplayed or dismissed the virus.
Then they all have the same barber.
Yeah, I was just thinking they use the same hairbrush.
Yes.
And Donald Trump, that paddle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. What is
Jair.
it? Jair Bolsonaro?
Well,
God,
it says
Antonio!
Portuguese, so it's like Bolsonaro or hot. I don't know.
Jair Bolsonaro.
Jair
But
Bolsonaro.
then there's the Englishman.
And you have Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of United Kingdom. Donald Trump, President of the USA.
Yeah. Look at these guys. They all look like they've got an alien trapped on their
They
neck.
look
They're
like
stuck
they
into their neck.
subscribe to the same OnlyFans fucking pages, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Boris
what they look like.
Stuff.
I
Like
don't
Right?
know, man.
those eyes have seen.
He's been in the shit.
All of these men have been in the same circle jerk on Epstein's Island.
Yes.
That I would not be surprised. That's
Yeah, they've all stared into each other's eyes as they've been it, and they cannot get it out of their heads.
Oh Lord.
They
Okay.
have seen the horror of Donald Trump going, ooh, 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 just
We
like
have-
a white winged dove. Anyway,
Let me ask you this question about this slide.
Okay.
Did you guys see this coming? Because I did.
well, I was for a little while. I was worried. Like the first night, I was like, "Oh shit, is this a repeat of 2016?" But like, Democrats win when people show up, and I think I know the reason why. Is I think there's a lot of left-leaning people that are just like, I would rather just live and let live.
Yeah.
Then on the right, there's a lot of hardcore, like, this is the way society should be, this is how you should act, this is what makes a man. How come you don't have any chest hair at, Dan? You can't get a shower in here. And like, that's a lot on the right, is like guys like, driving around in big trucks with, big, mufflers and big flags, and,
That's a
Wearing-
nice muffler.
wearing a shirt super tight so that you can tell that both of their nipples have a strange oval twist.
That's a nice Confederate shirt you got there. I can see you're two fellas.
Yeah, that's good. What is that? As a Spartan? Oh, that's great. You have the Greek Nazis on your shirt. Good job. Oh, look at you, buddy. You got Aztec. Yeah, your ancestors didn't lop off the heads of children and throw them downstairs or nothing before Christopher Columbus showed up and did the same thing to other people.
Yes, December 3rd, presidential election 2020.
Sorry,
Biden wins.
I don't mean to bruise Ed ribs.
It's happening again, guys. Don't do it, please. It's too
Yeah,
late
he's
now.
gonna
but okay.
wake up tomorrow and have no energy except.
I'm happy for
Nobody is waking up tomorrow and have no energy, Dan, because it's New Year's Eve, okay?
Yeah, wake up in the morning
Nobody.
after a bunch of these Imperial IPAs. Yes.
And Lindsay needs a refill.
Dwindling, but I still got some.
I'm like, you have
Yeah.
the mango flavored White Claw.
I'm just happy he's out of office. I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie. I won't front. I voted for him this time, but in 4 years, if it's not where things need to be, or something substantial is not put forward to help the people,
Yeah.
besides these excuses that he's giving, saying, "Oh, it's against the Constitution. It's against the Constitution." I mean, where were those people of that caliber when Trump was doing a lot of the shit he was doing? No, I don't want to hear that.
But that is why it's so important that Georgia flips the Senate blue.
Yes.
Is because if they have the House and they have the Senate, they can be held accountable by the people for saying, okay, now fix some shit.
Yes.
Like, that's why it's so important to flip the Senate, because there's no excuse if you have both houses. If you have the House and you have the Senate, and you're the president, and you go, there's D's all the way down the line. Look how many D's are lined up in a row. Makes me feel like a circus seal. The 1, 2, 3. No one gets it. All right.
A flipper chicken,
Anyway.
bro. A flipper chicken.
Yeah, flipper chicken. Hey, let's go back to that. That worked before. No, but if they have all of it, if they have all the branches, then it's like, okay, you either fix shit or you get held accountable in 4 years. Or in even 2 years, because that's when the midterms are. You fucking D's. People registered D. Don't forget, there's a midterm also. Historically, Democrats have a lower turnout at midterms because they forgot about it because there was a new Call of Duty that time. And-
Okay. That
No,
makes sense. That makes
but-
sense. I'll play
but-
Call of Duty. Gotcha.
Statistically, left-leaning people have horrible turnout at midterms. So don't have horrible turnout at midterms. Keep it going. Keep the pressure going left so we can end this slow nightmare of succumbing to some sort of like China-like existence where we live 3 generations to a house and work 12 hours a day so we can enjoy our 2-bedroom apartment with a wholly backed-up toilet.
USA! USA!
Get out and vote, but also make sure you do your due diligence and do research. Study what they support. and make sure you're voting for the things that, for your state and local city. Is that
Yeah, no, you have to vote
Cities.
local if you actually want progressive people to show up and become a more prevailing voice in the Democratic Party, which I think a lot of people do. Even people that support centrist candidates are like, yeah, but Medicare for all. I mean, we're the only country not smart enough to do something like that right now. That might be a good thing.
Medicare for me, not for you.
And just to reiterate what Dan just said, if you want any meaningful change in this administration, if you're in Georgia, you have to get out and vote Democrat now for both candidates, because we need to win both those seats to make a difference.
Yeah.
So it's John Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock, and you have until January 5th. January 5th is the last day to vote. So very important to do that.
So should I move momentarily to Atlanta to go vote?
Yeah, I'm moving to Georgia right now just to get that resume.
If you guys say it on our show, you guys say it on our show and they hear it, they're going to be like, okay, make it illegal that you can't vote in the election if you move there this year.
I am not moving there. I'm just sending love.
No, okay. So last time I was in Georgia, I'm going to keep this tasteful.
Oh, no.
Please don't.
No, but when I was in Georgia, we played one show in Georgia at a strip mall, okay? And there was barely anybody that showed up. and that's what it's like being in a doom metal band. King of the Crow, by the way, I didn't pitch them before. We also had 2 albums out. Go look it up. So, see, this is a reoccurring gag now. You guys are happy I did it. Anyway, no, but we were on our American tour, which was 2 weeks of destroying our life savings. And we were in Georgia, and they're like, "Hey, you could stay at our house. We got like a whole bunch of beds in the basement." And we're like, "That sounds like a great idea."
Really? They just said basement, bro.
And so, we get in our car and we follow them, and they go, "Hey, our house is just 20 minutes this way." So, like an hour later, as we're driving in the woods behind them, we're like, "We're gonna get raped and killed." So then we get there. We get there and we're hanging out, and they still want to party and everything. And they go, "Hey, we got to show you guys a room." And we go, "Okay." And we walk down the hallway, and they open a room, and all that's in the room is a computer and a desk and a chair. And they go, "Check this out." They flip off the lights and flip on the black lights. And the room is a Jackson Pollock painting of debauchery.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's so disgusting.
So we slept in the basement, not on the mattresses they gave us, on the floor. In shifts. And then when it was 5 a.m, we snuck out of the house and drove away. So,
I would have just slept in the fucking car. Fuck that.
It was like, "Thanks, welcome to Georgia." And I'm like, why? Why would I have that experience? It's the only time I ever went to Georgia.
You're lucky to make it out alive.
Wow.
Well, I'm hoping that one day I have a good Georgia experience. One day, I tour for another reason, maybe because I'm actually funny and people want to go to shows or some shit, or they buy music.
They're gonna show up at your show, Dan. I remember when you slept on my basement floor. Well, I leave at 5 a.m. You didn't say thank you.
Why did you tell everybody about the splatter room?
Is that what they call it? The splatter room? That's what they call it.
I don't really remember.
When they resell the house, that's how they should advertise it. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a splatter room.
So that was the thing, is we're like, "How do you guys stay in this house?" Because they were pretty young guys, in their early 20s, and they're like, "Oh, we have rent for $200 a month from my parents who own the home."
Oh, there you go.
Your parents, when they go to resell this, are going to be so fucking pissed. You removed the dicks, but you didn't remove the messes. That's a good poltergeist joke.
And we also have December, COVID Christmas 2020.
Oh my God.
We're finally
Yeah.
here, guys. We're finally here.
Why not a red mask for Christmas?
Right, not a red.
I have a red mask. It was kind of funny because like I've had to go into work a couple times since the election, and like the first time I went in there with a red cloth mask, and they're like, "Oh, are you upset right now?" I'm like, what? Oh, I got a red mask and a beard. You think I'm like upset? No, like I voted blue.
You
It's
mad?
like, oh, you're wearing a red mask, and I go, oh, it's just because I'm a communist, and then they walk away from me. You know,
I'm a commie. What else?
I'm not a communist. It's like I've taken like political tests, and I guess there's this freaking thing that I'm closest to, and Jacobin or something.
What that is.
Yeah,
Outlander?
what is that, like a libertarian left? I guess whenever I take the test, they always put me in this like southwest quadrant. They're like, oh, you're like a total fucking hippie, but like I'm like, but I like showers. And
Oh, man.
yeah,
I think you have red mask because you want to live in Mother Russia. Yeah.
yes. In Russia, we have bear dance for us. It's very good bear. If he does not make happy, we eat for dinner.
Or he
Wow.
you for dinner.
Yes. We mean
Yes,
no
and a goulash.
disrespect to our Russian fans. If you want to
Like,
complain,
you.
do so in the comments.
So in the comments.
Actually, yeah, that's one of the weird things is that I love doing voices.
До свидания. До
Yeah.
свидания.
I love doing your voice. It's a little too much that I do it this much. I know.
Russian
Right.
stereotypes are so funny though, because they're like either really cutesy or they get really dark really fast. It's like
Yes.
little nestle dog,
Yes.
cabbage soup, human trafficking.
You're like, what? The
Right after we watch the cabbage, and then yeah,
You got some food?
But nonetheless, every
Little lady
Russian,
with the little shoulder, you know?
Lindsay, every Russian I've partied with has been amazeballs, man.
Yeah, it's
so much
it's
fun.
Wonderful until they sell your sister.
Yes. Merry Christmas. I wrapped up your sister for you.
Tell you what, if you're able to hang from skyscraper for 4 minutes, we won't take sister to Uzbekistan.
Oh Lord.
Hang
But
from skyscraper.
very fun, very fun.
Show us your balls or what, like we say, steel.
No. no, come on.
Like Russia has that like fad of people like taking pictures of them like hanging off of like high places. And it's like
It's not fun unless you flirt with them.
it's like Jesus Christ, if anybody's wondering, well, what happened to the testosterone of American men? It all went to Russia. It's in their women as well. They're hanging off of buildings too. That's what they got for the Cold War ended. We have a bunch of testosterone.
I think the only
That's
gift
so
I'm worried
funny.
about this Christmas is Santa breaking in and giving me COVID. Right? That's it.
Fuck.
Okay, so people have given me crap a little bit about the beard, right? Because they're like, "Oh, that's a COVID net," you know. But the only people that have said that, the only people that have said that is like my conservative friends, because I have some, you
They
know.
won't wear a mask, so why do they care about your beard?
So they're like, oh, the CDC would tell you have a COVID net, and I go, well, nobody that's smart has told me I have that. So, like I know you're saying it, and I know I saw your truck outside and your stick figure family made out of swastikas, but anyway,
Oh my.
that's why I got worried about, you know.
I'm struggling to breathe right now, by the way.
You're struggling.
I'm crying.
No, because as soon as Lindsay started speaking in a Russian accent, I lost it. I was like, oh my God.
Ed, don't be
Yeah.
naughty. Don't be naughty boy. I give you nothing but vodka for the pain.
That's it. Vodka for the pain.
Look,
Really
alley
kidnapped
isn't
you.
that dark. Why not walk down?
So we have worst people of the year. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
Giuliani, look at
I'm glad you got the candle picture of Giuliani.
Anybody
Oh
see
my
Julian?
God.
He's a
Johnny
candle in the wind.
It's in the candle
His
picture.
face is fucking melting because it shows his sin.
Can you imagine
And
what
I
you're
would have
saying?
liked to know him, but I was just a kid. I heard he was a goddamn gargoyle. Fucking liver spotted
Over in Russia,
kid.
they're wondering why he's leaking. Why he leaking?
Oh my God, Lindsay, look at Mitch McConnell in your Russian accent. Can you describe his neck?
Oh, I want to make sexy time with his neck. It looks very soft and fluffy.
Yes, I
I
agree. I
want
like.
to touch it. I want to massage good feelings into it. Love of humanity and democratic institutions.
That's right.
I will touch you, bitch, like you've never touched before.
With 4 shots of vodka.
Look at that.
He seems like he needs soap.
You will
Just look at the soap.
Oh, that's so,
So we got a
accurate.
guy with a rare genital neck.
Oh,
We got a person
Yeah.
leaking.
Well, that's
hair.
Donald Trump though. Donald Trump
It's a
has,
wizard. It's a
seriously,
wizard.
Donald
A
Trump has
little
something.
wobble.
Donald
my
Trump
God.
has what I've, and I know this is going to go a little crass, Lindsay. I'm sorry, like we haven't already.
We haven't
Yeah,
already
Um,
gone
what's he
crack?
doing?
No, but Donald Trump, when he does wear a suit, he ends up having a nunt,
What's a nunt?
a neck plus the C word. If you look, he has flaps like when he has his neck like
Fucking
split.
nunt.
He has like this thing,
It just hit Lindsay. Lindsay was like, oh.
Oh my God.
a nunt.
No.
I've heard it many times, and I just love the term. I know it's crass, but it's beautiful.
No.
It's Trump. It's okay. It's okay. It's Trump.
no.
So that's what eating like Big Macs religiously for years will get you, is a nunt. And so, what do you think Mitch McConnell is eating to get the Yertle the turtleneck?
Oh.
Do you think if Mitch McConnell and Trump got together, they could nunt together?
Yeah.
I just,
That would be low hanging fruit.
Oh man.
what's low hanging fruit? I know. I'm sorry.
They could scissor at the neck.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
Is that too dirty? I'm sorry.
What does it look like?
And then you have these
Oh,
shitty
yeah,
racist.
this is gonna improve our relations.
Then you have these
God.
shitty racist cops of 2020.
These
Oh, man.
guys all look like the dudes I was describing earlier, especially the guys on the right.
Wait, the guys behind the bully going.
One guy who
These
looks
guys are
like
the
a
ones
serial
that just
killer.
never.
The guy with the gray hair. That like he
Oh,
looks
the one in the
like
middle next to the Asian dude?
He looks like the two bodies. The others have just been practicing on small animals. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what's interesting,
And you
though?
know what, Lindsay, you bring up something interesting, is that up until recently, one of the signs of being a serial killer is not owning a television. Only until recently, because more millennials that are well adjusted own only a laptop or a computer to watch all their media on. But we have lost one of the ways to tell if someone should not be a cop.
Oh, boy.
What is that? What
Like,
way
hey,
should
do
we?
you own a TV? No. Okay.
You're on desk duty.
This is going to be a little bit crass, but also, like, I think that, like,
He's already giving warnings for everything.
if you're a cop, like, they should ask you one question, like, hey, so do you relieve yourself, as a man? And if you say no, you can't be a cop.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, if you're like one of these guys that's like, no, it's against what I believe in. Like, no, that's too much anger. It's too much anger
Yeah.
in one human being walking down the street.
Oh,
I
no,
know that's a little crass, but that's my public service announcement: is don't hire cops that won't beat their meat. Thank you.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lord. Well,
Don't do it.
maybe
And
that-
then
maybe
look at their faces.
that.
They look like it. They look like they're guys that have gone way too long with looking up RedTube or Pornhub or whatever they need to look.
So you're saying all these men are lonely? Is that what you're saying?
I think that they have dark holes inside that have manifested into demons beyond our recognition.
Okay, I could see that.
Wait, what did I say?
Dark holes.
Yeah. Look at their eyes. It's like portholes to a hell dimension.
So hell dimension.
Well, hell dimension.
Yeah. Like,
Reagan.
or like that mirror in the movie House. The one where, like, if you go into it, you fall down a hole where there's that skull demon that comes in at you on the rope. Yeah. And then you end up in Vietnam during the war.
We went from that to a movie. That's crazy. No, you know what's interesting though about this photo? There's only one person. Well, granted, the other ones are more like their yearbook photos, but the photos of all of them in their orange jumpsuits, there's only one looking down. Like he's not looking directly at the camera. So, you know, one of the things that made me curious about this photo was, are the ones looking directly at us, are they the ones that don't think they've done anything wrong? And the one who can't even look at the camera person admitting guilt. I fucked up.
No, he just had the hottest camera person. He was just like scoping their shit.
I don't know.
You're like, oh my god, that ass. Oh shit, camera time. Shit, I'm late.
No, like for example, Chauvin on the far left looks like, yeah, I did it. So what? What are you gonna do about it? I'll be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna put me on like suspension where I have to go home and watch SpongeBob.
So does the other guy that they actually confronted at Target, and he didn't give a shit. They recognized him and he's like, I don't give a fuck. But that guy and the third guy, he looks like, fuck, man, like I'm in trouble because of these stupid asses and I didn't do shit.
However, there is a really
He really didn't. Not like the other three, especially Chauvin. Chauvin's the one that killed him.
You mean the guy on the furthest right?
The gray-haired guy.
Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
the guy that does not look like Ben Bailey. He does not look like Ben
The
Bailey.
other three
Everybody.
look like, oh yeah, take my picture. What are you gonna do about it? I'm not gonna be prosecuted.
So you talked about the Asian guy, and there was some interesting like thoughts floating around about the guy. Like he was actually pretty new, and if he was new, if that's defense, is this guy was new, and that's why maybe he didn't say anything. Is this other guy had his neck on his knee on the guy? Sorry, I've been drinking. Anyway, his knee on the neck of the guy.
George Floyd.
And the reason why he did not intervene is because he was afraid of his career, which would feed his family, being ruined by his intervention. What I think that speaks more to is how perverse the iron grip of money is on our society.
Yeah.
Like, if money has become so powerful that a man is going to sit there and go, I can't, I mean, they're going to give me a pension. I can't do anything. If that's how important money has become, that's actually distorting our morality as human beings.
Democracy.
Yeah, and well, it's just distorting our humanity. Is that money should not be so important that you're willing to sit there and watch a man die because you're afraid that you can't feed your family if you were to intervene. That should highlight more of that. If that's the excuse that I've heard people say is, oh, he was a new guy. It's like, well, then we have a different fucking problem. And this is a different fucking problem too.
Okay,
Holy
so
shit.
can I go?
I don't wish her well.
Before this fucking thing that.
Yeah,
that
we're gonna do another cut. Everybody be quiet for a second.
Are you seriously trying to fart?
I'm like,
I apologize, Lindsay.
No. You go ahead. Hey, thanks for both of you being troopers. If you're okay with continuing.
yeah, totally.
Okay, thank you.
This is the last one. This is the last.
This is the last one of this. We have one more slideshow though, right?
No, this is it. This is it.
Oh, this was it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we had two slideshows.
No, this is the second one. We've already been doing it.
Oh, okay, cool. Go urinate there, Ed, and do it.
Only if Lindsay tells me in the Russian accent.
Much luck with your urination. Hurry back.
Yes, hurry, quickly.
You need to top. Don't wipe. Top.
Just use the 3 seashells, bro. 3 seashells. That's from Demolition Man. But this is the last slide, and then that's.
How do we actually say this person's name? Gislin?
Oh, geez.
Just like I'm a Beavis and Butthead myself, so it's like I'm looking at Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm sorry.
That's so
Like,
horrible.
what the hell is that name? Like, where does that origination?
And I was trying to find the other photos because when you actually see the list of her legit friends, it's basically, and there's no actor, sports figure, or politician or lawyer that's really safe. The biggest of the biggest were friends with these people.
It's so creepy.
And then you got people who try to deny the Clintons' involvement with him when they have. I mean, I don't know how much proof you need. You have people on the island saying they saw him. You got photos of him on the island. You have photos of him on the jet. I mean, how much proof do you fucking need? Holy crap. One of my buddies is like, that's not real, bro. That's not. I'm like, okay, if it was like a photo and that was it, okay. But they have like dozens of photos with him. Come on, dude. It's just crazy. And that's the thing, to not believe that some of the most powerful people in the world, which is unfortunate, are into the kind of shit these people are into, is just, mind-blowing.
Well, I think if you study, like, humanity, there's a possibility you're going to find that if you have a lot of power for a long time.
People doing stuff, yeah.
You start to, okay, well, I've done this. I've gone jet skiing. Okay, I've been in a giant ball pit over the city of Dubai, 800 feet up. Okay, I've been to an Eyes Wide Shut party with consenting adults. And then I think some of these people, not all of them, go, I'm bored. I need to do something fucking hideously illegal to put in my time. And they become guys that, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But that's weird, is that, like, power is something that's natural. And you wonder, like, can humans actually really deal with power? It's just scary.
I think only the people who really don't want it seem to be the ones that do the best with it, in my opinion, because they really don't want it.
Yeah, well, that's how I am sometimes. It's like, oh, really, guys? Fine, I'm the only guy that knows how to turn on the print shop. I'll make the signs.
Well, and that's the thing, man. When you hear who flew on his jet, like the names that come flying out, it's just insane. It's insane. Like I couldn't find really good photos of all the other people. I wouldn't be surprised if they paid search engines to take the shit off the internet, if that's even possible.
You know what's really good is that I've never flown on his jet, so like it's not going to ruin my career this year.
Oh my lord!
You're not going to find me on a manifest. I wouldn't be into that either. Like, it's like, oh, we go to an island to do what? Something extremely illegal that, like, would ruin your whole life. And I go, I don't have the energy.
Did you see the documentary on Netflix, Lindsay?
No.
I haven't seen it yet either.
I have returned with the
I don't understand people wanting to have sex with children.
No, I agree. It's
I don't
fucking
get it.
disgusting.
I feel like human beings like aren't really fully baked until we're about 25, and then we like look like fully human, like bing, done. Before that, there's always something that's like, it just to me looks like a little bit off. Like it's just not quite there.
The brain not fully baked.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
The whole soul and thoughts and everything. It's mind blowing to me. It's like cannibalism.
Oh no, I agree. Like when
I
you get
don't get the appeal. Yeah. And it's such a cruel, incredibly cruel thing to do.
Yeah. When you get a chance, watch cheers there, sir. Watch the Netflix documentary when you get a chance, even if you got to watch it in, 2 sittings. There's some stuff on there that's pretty, not just mind-blowing, but I love the author who helped put and produce and put it together, because Epstein was his neighbor. And he kept telling, not to spoil things, but he kept telling him, because he kept inviting him over and he kept declining.
Oh, wait, was he watching from his window like Jimmy Stewart? Like, oh my gosh! Oh my God, Harvey! Look at what he's doing over there!
No, it's just a very
Why is he buying a mobile?
But here's something interesting. Here's an interesting fact, right? Because there's so many people politically connected to this, and I mean, it goes a lot deeper than what has been.
There's a plethora of that, yeah.
Oh, yes, both parties. Dirty, dirty, dirty,
Yeah.
dirty, dirty.
Yeah, totally.
Neither side, I'm sure they got together and they made an agreement to not talk about this.
You don't have a picture of Prince Andrew, which apparently was one
Yeah, I
of the.
do. Right there at the bottom. Very
Right there,
bottom right.
lower right. Yeah.
Yeah, very bottom right. All
Oh,
the way
right.
down.
Oh, that guy. That's
Yep.
Prince Andrew?
Yep.
Ah.
Hey, is that Melania?
What's that?
Is that Melania next to Trump?
A
Yeah.
lot younger, though. A
Oh,
lot
she
younger.
looks like a vampire, man.
And there's Michael Bloomberg at the top. We got 2 of Clinton. And unfortunately, the one in the middle at the time, I didn't get to change it, so that's my bad. But that's him on the jet on the way to the island. And then some celebration. I don't know if it's on the island or somewhere else. Maybe on the
That's
island.
fucking Harvey.
With Harvey. Oh, yeah, he was a frequent of the island as well.
So I think Melania has stuck with Trump for a long time because she got a really bad boob job and she thinks it's over. I mean,
Again.
hey, and if you're doubting what I'm saying, don't forget there's pictures of the first lady to confirm it. Go look them up. If you're doubting what I'm saying, she should have picked surgeons a little bit better.
Oh, my Lord. I don't care to see her mammaries. I don't want to mammary that in my head.
I guess I spend too much time on Reddit where it's like you can't avoid stuff like that, like because they have pictures, memes including it. And you're like,
I have a meme of his wife without a shirt on.
yeah,
That's disgusting.
it's weird because needed a better surgeon.
All right, worst people of the year. We're going to be wrapping it up. This is our last one. Ghislaine Maxwell. She got arrested in 2020. Thoughts?
Well, I don't wish her well.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, the president wishing her well, but then again, he knew her.
Yeah.
Oh, they knew each other intimately. I'm sure in video too.
Remember, this is the guy that our current president, until inauguration day, is the guy that would walk in unexpectedly into teen pageants, purposely to catch them while changing. So that's why I got, I've lost friends on Facebook because they had been just like going after these QAnon bullshit of like, it's the Democrats that are the ones that are, screwing all the kids. Okay, there's going to be some of them because we live in a chaotic world of hell. But there's also Donald Trump who has ties. There's also, who is the other guy?
There's a really famous lawyer. I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
But he represents all people.
But that's what bothered me on the Facebook stuff is that like QAnon was putting out is they were focusing on, well, this one group has these people. I mean, we do see President Clinton here with Jeffrey Epstein.
There are Democrats and Republicans that were.
It's been on both sides, and that's what bothered me about the QAnon post. They would focus on just the left, which it shows you. It's like, okay, I wish you guys genuinely cared about the child trafficking or what the bad stuff that went on, but it's obvious that you're exploiting only a half of the story for some sort of political narrative. It's like, it's just messed up that they would do stuff like that. Shit, I forgot to be funny.
You forgot to be funny. Just put on a red mask. It's okay. If no one laughs, you say, hey, laugh or die.
Yes.
I'll say this, though, about this whole Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. It's Ghislaine.
Oh, excuse me.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
That sounds like a type of donut.
English.
Would you like a Ghislaine donut?
Yeah, sure. Let me get 2 and coffee, please.
Yeah. What is this filled with? Oh, the tears of America.
I'm very vocal about this particular case. I say don't let it just disappear because I've noticed that there's less traction on this than ever, and I don't like to think that this should be even forgotten because it's not even finished. It's not settled.
Well, that's why, like, have you heard of the Temple City Parrots, Ed?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, so they come up over my house, right? Do you know what is just a letdown about them? Is that they just squawk, right?
Yeah.
No one has taught these things to say anything, and I was thinking of catching a few of them and teaching them to repeat as they squawk overhead, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
You guys ever watch?
He didn't kill himself. Everything
You
didn't
guys-
kill himself.
Have you
Everything
guys
didn't-
ever watch those HBO forensics documentaries?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the doctor or forensic guy, something Botten?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he did an investigation of Jeffrey's body. If you have not seen that, I don't even want to spoil it for you because me saying it, you're not going to believe what I have to say about it anyway. But you get a chance to watch his report forensically of what he discovered of Jeffrey Epstein. Then after you see that, then because that guy's not a conspiracy guy, then decide for yourself if what he's going to tell you, if you believe it to be fact or not real at all. Because what he's going to put into your head is facts.
red flag, Stefan, was that how did the cameras the surveillance just not?
It just happens to be off
They weren't-
at the time.
yeah,
that that doesn't make
because the guards were checking their Facebook.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Dude.
Stephanie, happy birthday. You know I always loved you. Hey, we haven't talked since high school. You didn't leave me alone.
Basically, and I'll sum it up. But there's more that he says that I'm not a forensic, so I can't say myself. But there's a certain way your neck breaks when you are planning to kill yourself. His did not break the way that it was supposed to. Now you could say that's not.
Here's the flip side, though, Stefan. And then you're in film and TV, and you've done stuff with production. It's easy to make a real life dummy nowadays, and he had the money to do it.
Yeah.
El Chapo escaped with a fucking spoon.
Yeah.
Right? Who's to say what can Jeffrey Epstein do?
The whole time he's escaping, he's listening to Spoon Man.
I have a feeling this son of a
bitch you think he got out? He's not dead.
Alive. He faked his death so no one will come after him. That's what I would do. And
he's on an island with Tupac.
Just common folk.
He's on an island with Tupac.
You're hitting me here, man. No, don't say that. Tupac is dead, man. Come on.
No, dude, like Tupac and him are just sitting there on an island. It's like, so what are you here for, man?
Like,
and he tells them, and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to go sit on that side of the beach now, Jeffrey. You have a fun time."
No, but the forensic guy was saying that the way that his neck broke, the way that it was done, it was not self-inflicted because there's a specific there's a thing that happens.
Yeah, it was the Babadook.
Like I said, you gotta see him talk about it. It's I was very skeptical, and then because that guy is one of the world-renowned forensics guys who solved some of the best murder cases in the world of all types. He knows what he's talking about. He's not your average guy. He's not going to cover up for anybody. He's not a guy who can be bought. He's just there for the science and is going to just explain what it is that he sees through his expertise as to what he feels, forensically, scientifically, what happened. And he has no political agenda or side.
So what's weird is that like Gary Glitter was.
Oh Lord.
Gary Glitter was a very bad man, as we have found out, right?
Gary Glitter.
But last time I was at a minor league baseball game.
Oh Lord.
I actually heard hey, hey, it's like, oh, we just all forget what Gary Glitter did. Awesome.
Yeah, that's our society. It's an unfortunate thing.
Like, shit. I know it's like a great song. I mean, those lyrics are just so. Da 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 da. Hey.
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 Hey. Hey.
How do Russians say hey?
Hey.
Hey.
We do not say hey. We say like fuck you.
Hey.
Dos Latanya.
I don't think those are the same thing.
So what do we think of? How do you say it again, Ed?
I think we've been on this for a long time.
No, this is the rap. What do you think, Ed, of Ghislaine?
Don't stop paying attention to her. She's very very guilty of a lot of conspiracy. Don't lose track of it.
She knows where the books are.
Because, a lot of this is tied to a lot of current officials, both local, federal, state.
Other
It's only a
countries.
matter of time.
Yeah, you're talking Sultans.
I'm just speaking on behalf of the United States, and then some. And that's like the only difference is that other countries are a little bit more ballsy than us Americans to start a revolt and dethrone people. I know I'm guilty of it because we attempted it in 2000 at the Democratic National Convention, or Rage Against the Machine in Cypress Hill.
But this shows us something good with the technology, right, Ed? Like, okay, so like, you know, we talk about Facebook, we talk about things having negative effects, but one of the positive effects is that pictures like these that remind us of, you know what, you're going to have to watch some people are easier to circulate now. So it's like,
oh yeah,
that might be a good thing to be happy about the new year, is that it's harder to hide. You people.
Oh no, yeah, you know, we actually have faces for these types of things. I don't know. I just find her revolting and disgusting, and everything that they've done is just it's mind blowing. It's just
she is the worst assistant producer I've ever seen.
Worst assistant producer. Jeez.
Yeah, she's the one after the nude scene saying, "You're okay." No one in Kansas will see this.
Oh Lord! So, what do you think of this? What do you think of this individual, Lindsay?
I mean, as far as I can understand, she's an accomplice to human trafficking, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else there is to say except gross. I'm sorry that we're on the same world, like that.
Oh yeah.
All that hurt.
Yeah.
Life in prison, please, without possibility of parole.
That was actually one of the only good things.
That's not an oopsie moment. That's
she died? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Lindsay, what did you do to her? She died. Oh, just cleaning the prison cell, and then this sharp object I pull out the plastic thing and she fell on it.
Oopsie.
Oh.
That's the thing. Everyone's still shocked. You know, can you imagine the shock of all these people who are shocked she's still alive?
Yep.
Apparently,
maybe there's genuinely good people actually out there.
Are there good people on both sides, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's genuinely good people out there keeping her alive so she can testify one day.
I'm convinced.
Maybe there actually is, and you know, it's the complication of the story, like we're watching the real life The Boys. And
fingers crossed, man. I hope she does get to, and you want to know why Trump didn't say
Billy
anything?
Butcher is watching her right now. Right. He's all like,
"Wow,
oh, so you think that you're going to just hang out here and eat all the top ramen without telling me? You can't leave to the surface until we say it is safe."
I like what you do with your shoulders, bro. You can get down.
His shoulders get so much action in that.
So much action.
By the way, I love that actor, so you know I'm not really making fun, but I am. But I love him. So,
but you know
what's his name? I forgot. Gerard. I don't know.
Gerard Butler.
That's not him. Yeah, I forget his name. Fuck.
He played Dredd. Judge Dredd.
Why are you putting me through trivia? Just say his fucking name, bro.
You made me forget, bro. You made me forget. Now I have to look it up before we end this because that's really fucking bad.
No, I feel bad because I like the name would be on my tongue.
It is Carl Urban.
Yes, Carl Urban, because he was the best in Dredd. Dredd was a beautiful movie. I love that. He played Dredd. That was way better than Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd was like, hey, I want to do Batman again, but with caps. Okay, let's do that.
Oh, yeah, the Stallone version there. That was garbage. Hot garbage.
It was cabbage.
What's weird about Dread is
Lindsay, it was cabbage.
they used
It
I
was
think it was
wicked cabbage.
Wicked cabbage.
the cool thing about Dread is they use like a real city as part of the inspiration, Kowloon Walled City from China,
Yep.
which was a place of just utter lawlessness and weird like post-apocalyptic setting inside of a giant, like apartment complex that cops wouldn't even go into. They're like, no, fuck what happens in there. And like gangs had taken it over, and like they got that, and then like, okay, what if that happened? Like there was 14 of them in one city, and it's like, cool, Dread.
Well, we do want to wish everyone a happy and safe New Year.
Happy New Year.
Wait, oh, we're done. I've been
Happy New
drinking.
Year.
I still have
Happy New
beer. Wait, oh wait,
Like round 2 coming up.
wait.
Are you
Okay,
gonna
go.
fart? Is that?
Okay,
Yeah,
go.
He farted.
No, I
Sorry, Lindsay. Pardon his space.
yeah, I'm sorry, everyone who has to smell that on Zoom. No, I didn't do anything.
On Zoom.
Although
on
I had Domino's just in case. I was trying to make sure that didn't happen.
Oh my
If you just eat cardboard, you're fine.
Yes.
Yes, you eat the cardboard. Very good.
Yeah, it's like a cork that you grow out of yourself.
What are we
That's
talking
too much. That's too much information. I'm sorry.
We do not want about your cardboard. No, don't want to know.
Your cardboard cork. We do not want to hear about your cardboard cork. You do not create it. You do not want.
We don't want to know about your cork or your champagne with the cork. No.
Champagne.
Champagne.
How would you like to have some champagne?
Champagne? What?
Coffee, some champagne.
All right, everybody. We're going to check out some amazing comedy from these amazing local comedians.
Yay!
Woo!
New Year's fun holiday. And I don't think there will ever be a New Year's more celebrated than January 1st, 2021. I just feel like everyone is going to want to put an end to 2020. Obviously. Right? I just don't, I mean, typically, traditional, you give someone a kiss on New Year's Eve, ring in the new year, kissing your significant other. What are we going to do for 2021? Right? How many kids are going to be born in September 2021? A few, right?
New Year's Eve is going to be very different in 2020. Which virtual party will you be attending on Zoom? Hashtag no date. Hashtag been drunk since March. Hashtag extend my unemployment benefits. Please, for God's sake, I'm fighting my cat over the last can of Friskies. Look what he did to me. Look at my scar. God. New Year's Day is always weird for me because I don't drink. So I'm the only person on my block that wakes up without a hangover. Well, last year I should have been drunk because when I woke up, there was a naked man, unconscious in the prone position, so, face down on my lawn with blue hand clappers, the ones that go like this, stuck in his butt, along with a party favor. So apparently he had a lot of room down there. It was quite spacious. I think that was a sign that 2020 was going to be an unexplainable dumpster fire.
Hi, Happy New Year. After tonight, it will be 2021. And for the first time ever, hindsight will actually be 2020. Enjoy the party. Yeah, I've been planning this huge New Year's Eve party for tonight. And now, because of COVID-19 and the quarantine, none of you are invited.
Hey, thank you guys. So New Year's Eve is coming up, and I don't know what it's going to look like. Who are we going to? I mean, nobody's going to kiss anybody at midnight, right? What do you got a death wish? Do you want to live past this year? Let's get out of here, right? I got a couple girls lined up for extended eye contact at midnight. It's pretty hot and heavy. One of them's getting a COVID test. I agreed. If she passes, we will shake hands. So we'll see what happens there. Jury's out. But I don't know if we should drop a ball in Times Square this year. I don't think they should do that. Because that's a celebration, and there's nothing to celebrate this year. Personally, I think they should just drop an anvil. At like noon in Times Square. No warning. People just going about their business. A couple tourists pass by. Boom! Their kid's dead. Anvil hit them, just like out of Looney Tunes. And then we play the Looney Tunes theme song. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. That's all, folks. And we cut. And that's it. That's how we wrap up this year. It seems appropriate to me. Because this year has been a piece of shit. Anyway, thank you guys. That's all the shitty jokes I had.
In 2020, the expression, "I avoided him like the plague," for Democrats meant staying far away. For Republicans meant French kissing. Here's Trump's version of Auld Lang Syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot if they die from COVID-19? Don't forget to thank me for giving you the hugest virus rates you've ever seen. Forget the children I put in cages. Forget the thousands that died. Just remember, after January 20, from the law I cannot hide. Happy New Year!
All right, hey there. As Stefan said, welcome to the therapy of therapy. I always have a hard time with that word, therapy. It's a lot like the word rural. Like, rural is just not an easy word to say, no matter how smart you really are. So, welcome to Therapy of the Absurd. We are here because 2020 is ending and 2021 is beginning. And we just want to say, thank you to everyone who has been with us since we started back in July. Thank you for being day one, week one riders with us. And we want to share our victories of 2020 because there were some. And we want to share our goals of 2021 because we are not hopeless.
Speak for yourself.
Look at the faces of hope. Steph, tell us about your victories of 2020.
Are we talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking to you, brother. It was you.
What's you? Let's see. I got a dog. Wrote lots of jokes. Started 2 podcasts. Ended up in a film short and took 5 comedy classes.
Woo! That's power.
And I'm still alive. Yay!
And you're still alive. We love that part the most. So, we know that it's been a big year for you because you made your debut in comedy. But tell us more. Tell us more about the victories.
No, those are my victories.
I was saying Dan.
Dan, my bad.
No, because Stefan, you've been around, so I'm just saying, Dan, you debuted in comedy, but you had a bigger year than that. Tell us about it. Tell us about your victories.
Well, I also started a rural therapy center. No, I didn't. I released an album, hecklemetal.com.
You started talking
That's
with the
bad for the people like Lindsay and Stefan are like, ah, shit, he did this last night. Anyway, and started in comedy.
We're talking like Wolfman Jack.
And then, oh, well, it's morning. Like, my voice is, like, going in and out. It's kind of like, when you go up to, like, a McDonald's, one of those things to order, and, like, the person goes, hello, what can I get for you today? And then you go, Give me 1 second. Okay, we'll wait. I go, you're a different person now. Stop that. Anyway,
You ordered. They asked you what you wanted. You said hot food.
yeah. Want a coffee that doesn't burn my crotch now. That's a dated reference. Dated. Anyway.
We don't know the date, so we're excited about your victory.
So the goal. Let's see. What would be a goal for next year?
No. Well, what about the victories of 2020?
Wait. I did all. Oh, okay. I did all those victory things. I think.
What are they?
Oh no! I put out an album. I got into comedy. I started a podcast with some peoples. You might have heard of them. And then this is why I was a bad student.
Russian? Vostradanya?
Oh, and I fought that dragon until he won and took his gold.
Okay. That's cool. All right. So that's the victories of 2020. Let me get a
coffee.
Lindsay, so happy to have you on the broadcast. We would like to. Lindsay has been a guest host with us a few times now. She's becoming a regular here at the therapy of the absurd.
The rural therapy of the absurd.
Rural therapy of the like. I even see my mouth do weird things. Rural therapy. The absurd voice lessons. But we are so grateful to have you. We would love to hear your victories of 2020.
Victories of 2020. Well, first of all, I didn't set the house on fire cooking. I am a domestic disaster, and I didn't have to use the box fan that I've had to use in the past to get the smoke off the stove. So yeah, I cooked some things, and I'm still here to tell the tale. In comedy, I did my first 15-minute set for a club, and that was really exciting, and just a lot of Zoom comedy. I started a comedy and music series for the Biden-Harris campaign for the Biden-Harris campaign, and then now we're doing one called Giggles for Georgia, where we do comedy and music in support of Warnock and Ossoff in the Senate races in Georgia. And then what else? Oh, I got music management, actually. I've been really focusing on comedy recently, but I used to be very focused on singing and songwriting, and I just got management with Moksha Entertainment. So I'm really excited about that. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I wrote a lot of short stories, but like micro shorts, kind of slice of life sort of things. So I actually wrote over 100 of those. And I have a Medium channel if anybody wants to kind of read some fiction. It's just medium.com/Lindsay Loon. And I'd love to share it.
Nice. Congratulations. So that's big. And like, I love Medium. I haven't been on, but I just remember when medium.com, right? That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. It's a great site.
Yeah. Not the one with Patricia Arquette.
With the what?
TV show?
Not the one with Patricia Arquette.
No.
Not that show.
NBC.
Yeah.
So I did like 7. I'm gonna try to see if I can do it without looking, but just in case I forget anything. For victories of 2020, like despite the unusual happening, I was able to make a lot of transitions. So I had been Lyft driving, and I was able to come out of Lyft driving and step squarely into doing lots of comedy and lots of Zoom shows. And so it's exciting. And I actually have performed 2 live shows to date. So that's even in the midst of a pandemic, I've got to perform 2 live shows, and that's exciting. And both, let me see, one was a 15-minute set. It wasn't supposed to be, I think it was 13, but somehow the sound got messed up. So I ended up there trying to like kind of manage the stage until they got the sound reset. And so I just had the crowd singing and all that. It was a lot of fun. And then I did an outdoor park show, but I got into 2 comedy festivals, the Riot Girl Festival, as well as the New York Underground Comedy Festival. And I got a voiceover agent this year, booked my first voiceover job. I took, let me see. I took one comedy class, but I wrapped up this year. I wrapped up my first improv and sketch classes at UCB, and then am in another UCB sketch class. Took improv, and classes are a big deal to me. I loved how Stefan mentioned that, because classes are a big deal. I think it's important no matter where any of us are in our career, and I know I'm certainly, we're still in these early stages, to get really, really solid, and then to stay solid. Just That's the stuff that I'm really excited about. Just continuing to learn to be a better person. I just want to check this. I'm thankful. This is a big one. I counted a victory. It's not mine, but I'm thankful for, even though we weren't doing thankful, like that quarantine actually like precipitated all these great happenings. One of which that was personally helpful, which was Club Quarantine on Instagram. While clearly that's going to be, in the history books, that's going to be D-Nice's victory for the year, that 100,000 people congregated on Instagram Live, and everybody from Michelle Obama to Joe Biden to Bernie Sanders, amongst another, 99,800, whatever amount of people, including myself, just to get lifted by music and all types of music. And so I think I count that as a personal victory, because music means everything to me, and it is a healing space. And that in the midst of challenging times, that a healing space could be created. I count that a personal and public victory. And of course, I am excited that we won back the White House. And while it is, again, a victory for the country, dare I say, parts of the world, I think it means a lot for what we can do when the willingness is there. It is the beginning. The vote is not the end all be all for change, but it says a lot that we fought hard, and we won, and I think we can cherish that. So those are, to me, from the very, very personal to, the things that were victories that meant something to me personally. That would be me. Now, all right, everybody, clap it up. I think we should clap it up for the victories. Yeah. Right. Right. Victory.
Did you say D-Nice?
Yes, I did. Yes.
I don't know if I've heard of that artist. Is that like D-Light?
No, like D-Light is great, and he's played Groove Is in the Heart before. But
okay.
We'll make it brief. D-Nice, actually. So have you ever heard of like Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One? No.
Oh, I know who.
Yeah.
Okay, so Boogie Down Productions, founded by KRS-One, was a collection of rappers, him being the lead. But D-Nice was, at the age of like 14 or 15, he was a rapper in that collective. My name is D-Nice. And that was whatever that was, mid to late 80s. And then over time, after, ending a career as a rapper, he went into graphic design, went into photography, and actually is still very known for his photography. He uses the Leica camera, or the Leica, I don't know how you say that, Lecia. It's a very popular Leica. Okay, the Leica camera, and he's very known for his photography. But he also started, because of all of the connections in the industry from having been an MC, he started DJing, and it was kind of like a corporate thing, but he ended up just becoming like and I don't want to just say celebrity DJ, but like MTV award parties, like around the world. Like he eventually became this phenomenon. I remember even being in here in LA, 2007, Red Star, which was part of the Heineken, they did a summer promo tour. I remember going to a concert, but he was the DJ, and I was like, oh my God, he's awesome. But he also became the White House DJ. So in the second Obama administration, they picked like kind of a house DJ, and this is who they picked, DJ D-Nice, so that whenever they, wanted a DJ for functions, this was the go-to guy. And of course,
a White House DJ. What a time!
Right. I think that's amazing. So then just fast forward.
First DJ.
Right. First DJ. So then fast forward to the fact that he's, of course, and this is someone who, of course, is entrenched in the industry, like hang with Heavy D, got to meet Michael Jackson and Bubbles. Like, he's been around the industry pretty much his whole life. And so then we get into the pandemic, and like we were on a thing the other night, and he was just sharing that, like when pandemic hit, he had booked a lot of gigs for the year. All of those people needed to get those deposits back. So he decided, obviously had to, obligated to pay that, but he just decided from his downtown LA apartment that just to to help himself not slip into depression. He's got a daughter in law school and a daughter that's 8. He would just play music live on Instagram. And I remember like that Monday or Tuesday of that week, when he did it the first time, 2 of my friends were like, "Girl, DJ D-Nice is really spinning. You need to get in there." And like, cause I mean, just because we are, those friends that hit me were the friends that we used to burn dance floors, and like, in my 20s and 30s, like we are the party women, and we're very particular about our DJs. We either love to party with Questlove or Funkmaster Flex or DJ. Like we talk about, like, this is a thing. Okay, well, so and so's DJ. All right, that's a thing. So they were like, get in there. So every day I kept trying, and then I would go back to the live or to the recording or whatever. I was like, dang, it's not as whatever. So finally that Saturday, I was wrapping up my own live on Facebook, and an old friend hit me on Facebook Messenger, and he said, "Get in there. DJ D-Nice is on Instagram. You thank me later." So I was like, you know what? Let me wrap up. And I was wrapping up whatever I was doing. Like, let me get in here. When I got in there, they were up to, I think they had just broached 10,000 people in the live.
Oh wow!
They just crossed. I think I was there to see us cross 10,000, maybe more. But I saw that, and then the music was just crazy. And then you know how Instagram live chats are. So imagine seeing all of your friends, not just famous people, but you're just seeing all your friends. Like, hey girl, hey, like it's going fast. But but then all of a sudden, before the live was over, not only did we make it to 100,000. But it began to literally in real time trend, not just like on CNN, but it began to trend around the world. So within the span of the day, he became #1 trending in the world that day. Like, it was huge.
That's crazy.
Right. And all because of the love of music, all because of, just trying to keep from being depressed. And then as a result, like, he's still, obviously, we haven't seen another $100,000 people day. And honestly, I don't think at this point, I don't think Instagram was ready for it that day. And I don't think that they've really prepared for it since. But that said, he's continued to play. So like, they have, in fact, at noon today, they start just every day. And some days he'll come on as a surprise. And at first it was just like club quarantine in the daytime. And then he started a club quarantine after dark. So then you don't always know. You don't always know. And from here spawned merchandise. And then the last thing I'll say about it, because I didn't expect this, like Will Smith got involved. People were right. So Will Smith got involved and was just like, man, we don't think you're hydrated. So then, he and his son have his son has the water company.
Oh yeah, the water, just water.
So people who are known industry.
Drink from the fire hose, LTD.
Right. So they got his address. People were sending food over, postmating him food over, because they're just like, we're watching you DJ, but we don't see you eating. We're watching you DJ, but are you getting anything to drink? Yeah. And all that. And so, and like all the old R&B heads have come in there. Nile Rodgers of Chic, I think everybody knows, Chic, Let's Freak. Okay. Anyway. So Nile Rodgers, I'll say this is, he's produced for Madonna. He produced Let's Dance for David Bowie. So like Nile Rodgers is not, while he comes from this soul group, like he has produced not just the music that I, as a person of color, has enjoyed, but he's produced for everybody. And everybody's just come in there, like from Maxwell to like all, like, you just name it, like besides those political people. So it's just this great space. And it has, for a lot of people, represented like kind of a safe space to be when you can't sleep at whatever crazy hour in the morning, to hear music and to hear the music that you love and all these things.
Or have something in the background while you're, doing stuff.
I like what D-Nice did with his name, because my name starts with D.
Oh.
But I wouldn't do that because I couldn't be a DJ. But what I would do is I'd make symphonies, and I would go by the name Decompose.
Oh God!
And I fell for it. I was like, maybe he's going to say decent, but I fell for it. Decompose. Can't be mad at that. Love that. Great.
What are you going to be, a funeral home?
Yeah, I'm Decompose. I'm taking over for all the Disney music now.
Right. He's his name is Derek Jones. His name is Derek Jones.
My Lord.
Leave it at that. So I thought that was. I thought that was something powerful and unexpected, and I think there are more stories like that. But that's probably one of the hugest in terms of. And I'm sorry, and then right after that, Apple did a new commercial, and he's in the commercial. When I and it, because of the space and it all being Zoom and everything having to be digital, Like he just was able to drop into all these things. So instantly, merch. I have 2 or 3 T-shirts here. Like it's amazing what things can spawn other things.
Oh yeah,
you know,
all this other stuff going on.
Right.
I usually hear that sentence from mad biologists, like it's amazing what can spawn other things.
Right. True. I mean,
have you seen our chicken fish? I call them penguins.
Are you talking about your
flipper chickens?
Flipper chickens?
Yeah, flipper chickens. I tell you.
Okay, flipper chickens.
And that'd be just like a cool fast food chain. Like, oh, we got fried flipper chicken right here.
Ooh, I can't. I'm
yeah, you missed that one yesterday.
Yeah.
Penguins.
You know, and if it inspires anybody, for someone to be losing gigs when they came into the year and then be able to buy a house before the year is over, just all because I'm gonna play music for people that I love. He played the Emmys. He played the Emmys this year. Like he played
people hope. Give people hope, man. That's important.
It's a huge.
That's real important, man.
It's an inspirational story.
Yeah, inspiration and hope and all that stuff. That's extremely important.
Right.
That's, you know, especially this year. Holy moly!
It's another one of them stories that make us slackers feel bad. Man, I should get off the couch. Oh, wait, I like it there, and that's where I find most of the Cheetos.
I love that. That's where we find most of the Cheetos. So that's it. So that was a big part of my healing. So goals for 2021, people. I will.
Whoever. Okay. Goals for 2021. I have work on another tight 7-minute set. Take more comedy classes. Get in shape. For some reason, COVID loves things that are not in shape, so I want to get in shape.
Okay.
Be a better husband or dad. Write more, read more, and then network more. That's what I got.
Nice. I think that's a brilliant list. Write more, read more, network more, be a better dad. Like you can't beat it. Dan.
Well, I mean, I'm going to do more comedy and I got to write some more jokes. You know, I've done a couple shows and now I'm out of jokes. No. And it's like, you can do them over again. I know. Hey, by the way, isn't that weird? Like as a comedian, okay, so I've been in death metal before I was in comedy, right? So like in death metal, you play the same damn 5 songs like that you played before. And you can do that for like a year and that's expected. But in comedy, I mean, you could use the same jokes, like people will see it like at different shows, right? But you got to mix in some extra ones too, and it's just a different pressure.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
But anyways, I feel pressure. I just feel a little bit more pressure to do that. It's like so it's a little different. Like with metal, you're like, yeah, we're gonna play those 5 songs again, and people love it. It's like, okay, wait. I better do like a different crowd work thing for this opening thing.
Well, crowd work, I agree with you, will change because you're going to have a different crowd, but there is no, this is the way I think that we handle it, because I say this not because it's what I came up with. When Bobby had the Laugh Riot Girl Comedy Festival, she did workshops, and there was a comedian whose name I can't remember. I've probably done a show with her by now, who said, because that was the question I asked, because I was just like, I'm very, I'm new on the journey. And at that time, I think the only thing I had done was Bobby's show, but I was preparing to figure out whatever the next step was. And she was like, do not feel pressured to develop new material for every show. There's don't do that. There's no way. And you also, if nothing else, you get so much better at every joke you're telling, like wherever any of your jokes are today, the more that you do them, you get better. You can slow the pace, you can change the pace. There's all this stuff you get to do. And I think the only thing I've ever done that I started doing on my own as a way to respond to that voice of pressure is to slide in, 1 or 2 new jokes. But if I have a 5-minute set, we're going to do what works every time, because also you just never know who's an audience. Yeah, you're inviting the same people. Yeah, the same family members are coming to see you, but you never know. Like, I don't always do ancestors, but I'm pretty much at a point where ancestors are going to be in 98% of what I do. at some point it may not all, it won't be, because it does have this topical element. It won't always be Harriet Tubman or Susan B. Anthony, but I've actually run the Harriet Tubman, and those are the two. When I started the joke in May, those were the two main ancestors. They're still like, and I have gone through doing Frederick Douglass. I've added Gwen Ifill. I've added all these people, and then I've taken those people back out. We are at the end of the year, and whenever I put ancestors in a set, Harriet Tubman and Susan B. Anthony still, because I did a show for a group of people yesterday that one person in that whole group had heard me ever. So why wouldn't I do? And it was a group of 80 people. So why wouldn't I do? It was a birthday party. It was a private event, and I was blessed by it. They like, how much would you charge? And and they were family, so we had a family rate or whatever. But definitely, the best is still yet to come, and so you definitely don't want to stop. Change up too much. You want to really, really get into it. And again, whether you take my word for it, when we were preparing for the Boston Comedy Festival, the advice from Barbara Holiday, who owns Flappers, the advice from the folks there was just the same. Even if you've done I heard this, even if you've done a comedy album, if those are your best jokes, yes, by all means, do them in these shows, because you never know. That's a festival that's geared toward agents and all these people coming, as well as the people participating. But do your best jokes. It doesn't matter where else that stuff lives.
Yeah. Flipper chicken stand.
If flipper chicken is working, whatever you develop, like, I would say just keep working it, because you never know when you play yourself back. Another comic said this on a show, like, you hear more callbacks and tags on your own material, but you rob yourself of that if you change or move away from some material too quickly.
Yeah.
I like that.
I have reworded things quite a bit, though. Like, it is like, I forget where we were talking about it. There was something like where I had a surreal joke and I had to reword it because, like, yeah, it worked for like part of the room, but I'll keep that joke in there. Actually, what's funny is sometimes you get the joke and you're like, every time I tell this joke, it gets a kind of reaction. And then
the one about you being a Spaniard?
Well, there's a bunch, but like, it's like you get that reaction and you're like, yeah, that stays in now.
Or take it to a class. Like, take it when you get in your next class. Take that joke to a class and say, hey, I believe in this joke, but it seems to land this way. Can we talk about it? I mean, again, you may, but I don't think, Lindsay, you've been doing this longer, I believe, than all of us. I don't know that you just
2.5 years.
Huh? 2.5. Okay.
2.5, coming up on 3 years.
Okay.
Eventually.
I don't know. Like, I have yet to hear someone say that you scrap a joke because you go into two rooms and it doesn't play.
Yeah.
I've never heard.
I would say that's true. If you really believe in it. I mean, if you're kind of on the fence about it and you play it twice in actual shows and it's crickets, I'd say that you can probably mercy kill it.
Yeah. Hang it out behind the shed. Put a pillow over its face. Get the pickaxe. I mean,
don't cry, joke.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still very new to this as well. I haven't hit the 3 year mark even. So it's just learning, a constant process of learning.
Believe in. I think I agree with Stephen. Like, until you're just given all the evidence. Well, there was a joke, that I was trying, and I really believed in the joke. It still doesn't get all the laughs that I wanted, but I just wanted to see if I could hear the laugh of someone who got the joke. It may not be a joke that breaks that breaks the room open, but you can hear by people's responses whether someone at least gets the joke. And
so you're searching for the next Dalai Lama and telling jokes at the same time.
Say that one more time.
You're searching for the next Dalai Lama and telling jokes at the same time. You just need that one person that understands, right, Dana?
Right. But what it just means is I know who to do this joke for. Like, I know what that means.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, this joke may be more specific, which it turned out to be a little bit more specific to a room of women. And so if I have a room that's a mixed room, then then know that you're rolling dice. But if you're in a situation where kind of it's a women's comedy show, and because there's something to be said for even the comics laughing and the energy of the room. So if the energy of the room, and you don't depend on the energy of the room, but sometimes jokes may need that assist. So I just discovered that with a particular joke, like if we have enough feminine energy, in the room, even if it's a mixed room, that may assist the joke if you want to roll that dice, but know that you're rolling dice that way. So these are the things that, I think about. So I keep a repertoire, but I can't encourage you enough, Dan, that even if you think something is not working, really, really give it a good, and if not, sandwich it between two jokes that are working. You know what I'm saying? Look at placement, look at how you're sewing your whole thing together, because it could work. Lindsay, you were saying that the stray cats joke that I did, it got a great response at but I've done that. I've been doing that joke since this is only December, but I
easily. You want to say what the joke is for our audience, or do you want to have them?
Yeah. And I apologize. I just feel like the time is marching. So, so I have, and this actually brings up another story, Dan, that may be helpful. I was working on a callback about my dad never asking me when I was going to get married. Like, I was working on this callback only because a lot of shows that I'm on, it kept coming up amongst the other comedians. So then I also started learning, another thing I started learning is how to pocket callbacks, because certain things come up. And if you have a good callback, it's okay to repeat that callback. But for some odd reason, it was teetering. Then somehow I tried to morph it into I'm So Single. But then when I came up with this in memoriam list on what we lost, when I got to this place where I realized that sex, dating, and relationships were lost, then I realized sex, dating, and relationships ended. I'm so single. I'm so single. Stray cats don't even follow me home. And it ends with I'm so single. Even my dad has never asked me when I was going to get married. In that context, the joke saw life, but just me kind of just coming out the gate saying my dad has never asked me, it's going to get a certain laugh, but I ended up like, almost like an editor as it dropped in, and then I was able to sew.
I think the stray cats are actually, that's the color of the joke. Your dad may be the point of the joke.
Right.
You needed that color. You needed that actual laugh before that moment of what the thought you wanted to provoke, that thoughtfulness.
Right.
You needed that actual little gut punch. And this I'm so single, even stray cats won't follow me home it's pretty freaking funny.
And here's the thing. I have been doing it that way for easily 3 weeks, a month before this show, where Lindsay actually heard it and heard this reaction to it. And it had been getting, so good laughs, but I wasn't sure, but I just kept doing it. So I'm just saying that but what would have happened if I didn't hear the response? Like the first 2 times I told him, I said, it doesn't work at shows, but I just was like, the whole thing actually came together. So I share that because that was the biggest, I was caught off guard at the laugh I got. And I was like, okay, well, should I end the set here? Because they always say end on the biggest laugh. I was like, well, I mean, it was a big enough laugh that if I wanted to end the set, it could have been but I'm different. Once I have kind of a fixed set in my mind, it's hard for me to just say, I'm going to stop right here. I'm trying to, whatever. Anyway,
I believe in this closer. I should try it.
Say that again. You believe what?
I believe in this closer. I should try it.
Right. So so that's
one quick story. If we're talking about joke structure, I had a minute and a half long story that I used to tell, and it got some response. But basically, I was bombing with this thing for a year, and I didn't even know because I hadn't experienced what it was like to not bomb. And I got a lot more punchlines. And I felt that audience energy back and forth and whatever. And I was like, I'm just retiring that story. I'm never going to tell it again. And then I thought, there's something funny there. So I took the actual punchline and I gave myself 3 more sentences. And I took this thing that was a minute and a half and I made it 20 seconds. And it always gets a laugh now. And now it's a joke. Now it's part of of the set, but before it was just this story where the payoff wasn't worth it. And, you know, so the joke can be a total fail, but the actual story might have something in it. You just might want to reshape it, you know?
So that's brilliant.
I have this one joke that I wasn't sure. I've tried it in many different things, and I've gotten like one laugh or something. And I have a friend that said, "Well, I get it, but I don't know if that's a wide audience joke." So let's try it. Let's try it on Lindsay. See if Lindsay gets this joke. Okay.
Pressure's on.
All right. So, have I've got something I like to call women that badmouth the man they're staying with, but are completely dependent on him later on to take care of them. I call them Ayn Rands.
Sorry, I haven't read Fountainhead or.
Yeah, but I don't know. Here's the reason why that's a tough joke is that Ayn Rand was she wrote The Fountainhead, she wrote Atlas Shrugged, all these things about, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, all that kind of crap. Jesus. And she ended her life in public housing on Social Security. And like her last interview with a reporter, he asks her about it, and she just grimaces at him and ends the interview. And so anyway,
wow.
See? But I've gotten like one or two laughs off of that from people that know the story of Ayn Rand, and it's like,
right. So that is so. What you want to consider, and this is, I know, like, and I think Stefan's probably got a lot of wisdom because he's had 5 comedy classes. What a comedy teacher is going to tell you is just kind of how do you simplify it? How do you bring in, because you then have to, what she said to one of the teachers I had said to me was that it's not always the punch, it's the setup. And so that to me just sounds like a joke that needs a little more setup, and you just have to be willing to do that because I think you can bring the room in. So the great Ayn Rand, who believed in, independent women, died on Social Security dependent, and then you tell, whatever it is, you die. Now obviously that's the Dana attitude, that's all Dana energy, but I think you understand what I'm saying, right, Dan? You've got to set up Ayn Rand for people, because if you don't,
who she is, define who she is,
because that's what sells the joke, and so that's what Lisa Sunday told me.
My Manscaped joke, because there's still a lot of people who don't know what a Manscaped is. I have to, depending on the audience, I have to fill the audience. And what was it? Bobby was saying maybe you should mention when you feel like it needs to be mentioned that it's a grooming tool, because otherwise you're gonna have people like, Manscaped. You dropped your pants. You showed your wife Happy Mother's Day. What the hell are you talking about?
Right. So you just had to. So it's set up. That's someone. That's exactly. So it's set up. So that's all that sounds like. That doesn't sound. It sounds like a great joke. It may be more of a TEDx than it. Whatever. But it might not. But you just. But don't toss it. Set it up better. That's it. Set it up so that you can bring in more than your one friend who knows. Because you're right. There's a whole group. At least we've heard of her. I know the works, but I didn't even know the context of her work. You just schooled me. Like, I didn't know that that's what her work was about. Like,
although there is something I like about the laugh where, like, you have the whole audience and only one person in the room is just dying and that's it, and everybody else just looking at them. That's an awesome laugh to get too. So.
Well, the other thing. The other thing when I was in Jerry,
that's a quirky taste to have. I have friends who love bombing. They love bombing energy. They love being booed by crowds.
You're challenging me, all right?
One buddy of mine, he loved to incite near violence. He was so offensive, and he loved offending people. And it took us all a while to realize that was what he was going for.
Wow. John Denver, the great John Denver, had a song. I think I want to say it's John Denver because I'm a 70s head. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. That's what I want to do. I want to make as many people laugh. I know that I won't get everyone, but I can't. If I know that only one person gets it, then again, I'm back in the studio. Back in the workshop, back in the lab, okay, what is the setup that's needed here to connect?
That's one of the things that when I was in Jerry Corley's class, and the instructor was Joe Dungan. One of the things he was saying, because I have a joke where I talk about being trapped in the house with my daughter, learning from home, and start talking about The Shining, and losing my mind to that kind of stuff going on, and he got it, but nobody else in the class got it. and he's giving advice to everyone, and he's like, that joke is fine. Just because a couple of people in your class don't get it doesn't mean a broader audience won't get it. But he said, with those, like you were saying, the setup needs to be better. And then he's saying, don't add it at your beginning or the end of your set. Do it somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not something you want to close or open with.
right. You want people on your side.
Yeah, you're trying to bring them in, not be like, hey.
right. Like once you got them, again, like I said, once you got them on a wave, you can ride it. And even if you falter, you still have a way to get back up, because the next joke maybe, has to be the joke that keeps, so that the bridge doesn't collapse, completely.
And that was the one thing that he made very clear to everybody too. I think even Jerry as well, is it's fine to have jokes that not everybody's going to get.
Yeah. That's why I put my baby Jessica material in the middle.
There you go.
See? There you go. I'm just curious.
I don't even want to know. I'm scared.
I'm scared. I don't know what to ask. I'm curious, but I don't want to ask.
I just brought this up the other day to someone. Okay, so there was a little kid that fell down a well when I was a kid, and it was the only thing on the news for like a week.
It was. I remember.
Or a month. And I was like, what a simpler time. That's what we were talking about for a month. If that happened now, it's like, there's a kid stuck in a well. Did you see what they're fucking doing right now? The kid will be fine. Look what's happening over there.
Oh yeah.
If that happened in 2020, like people will be like, God, there's other stuff happening right now.
Right, but that I forgot that baby's name was Jessica, but I remember that very well. We were all waiting for them to get that baby out of that well. I remember that. So far, I just wouldn't have remembered that her name was Jessica. John Bonet, you can't freaking forget, but I forgot about poor baby Jessica. Listen,
can I just say, first of all, who has a well? Second of all, what are you doing swinging a child around it? Do you know what I mean? I'm not a parent, but that just seems like decent parenting 101.
Well,
this was a well
get surprised.
Right, like wells. I mean, here's the thing. I've been on places where there were wells, so I want to say the baby crawled. Children are. If you've had a child,
Mine is not getting close to any well. I don't care if you're 10 years old. You better get away from that well. I'm gonna whip your ass. Okay.
You know what kind of wells? You know what kind of wells go back in time?
Oh my lord.
HG wells.
Okay, Lord. All right, I kind of want to get this Midland, Texas, and she was one. She was born in March of '86, and this happened in October '87. So she was 1.5, about, which means
she was walking around.
Okay. And but
I thought it was like a real baby.
No. She was, but see, if you've had a baby, then you still consider your 1.5.
That baby got in there. That
baby. So it just, but it was.
I call my 9 and 10-year-old my baby still.
Right. They laugh at me, but I finally stopped calling Ali. But let's see, it took 56 hours to free her from, and at the end of the day, I think the blessing was that there was no water. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't. It wasn't a well that had water in it. It was just, but it was just, how are we going to get her?
So she won the lottery, basically.
She was lucky to live in a dry county.
Right. So
there's no dancing either.
Right.
It's the morning. The dad jokes are
Dan, chili con queso. Okay.
I was trying to see if I could just get us some quick information, but it's kind of deep, because it looks like there was a point where she even fell deeper into the well, before the rescue was over.
See, now this is why I don't do this joke live anymore, is because somebody kept bringing up a computer and started going, oh yeah, I remember this, and they would start bringing up facts, and I'm like, why do you bring that in the club? And they're like, this is a dream. You're not wearing pants. And I was like, oh my god, and then I'd wake up. It was just weird.
No, bro. Before you wake up, you saw your flipper chicken. Don't lie, bro.
You guys. So tell us about your victories. Your goals, Dan. Or did you finish your goals? We got so into something.
Yes, I finished my goals, and there's nothing to live for now. I'm going to walk into the basement of life and play Nintendo until my eyes burn out.
Dan, what are you doing? Going blind.
No way.
I might actually make another album. I'm thinking about it.
Nice.
Why not, dude?
It's tough. It's hours and hours of work. and because I like the last one, I programmed the drums, and I'm like, because it's hard to find a drummer that can play the things that I need. So instead I use a computer. Forgive me, metal
what
god.
you're saying is it's hard to find a person who's not a flake. Is what you're saying. That is definitely important. A lot of flaky ass musicians.
Dan Lindsay wrote the opening music that you hear on therapy. Oh yeah, like that.
The Kool-Aid song.
No, but I actually like it, like, because I just remember, like, Dan, I don't know, it was on a text. He's like, "But do you like it?" And I actually kind of liked it because I liked this like reggae feel, like it has the metal, that stuff, but there's just this place that it's very grounded, and I do like it. So I just wanted to share. Big up to Dan. We, whatever musically your goals, we're here for it. Even though I'm not a death metal chick, but I'm here for any type of creation, any type. Lindsay, what are your goals? I can't get victories and goals pulled apart.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your goals for the rural therapy?
For the rural therapy, sorry.
Yeah, what are your rural therapy goals?
My goals, I would say, more of the good stuff and to be better at the good stuff. So we live in a really special place in Los Angeles, and I love Griffith Park, and I want to be getting outside a lot more, hiking a lot more. And when it comes to comedy, just doing a whole lot more. And I'd love to work towards a 60-minute set. That is a personal goal, to have that much material that I feel excited to share. I probably have about 40 minutes now, but I wouldn't say that I'm excited about all of it. I think I'd probably want people to unhear some of it. So working on a really solid 60-minute set would be amazing. And as a singer, I'd like to do a lot more. I've never really properly recorded the songs that I've written, so finding people to collaborate with and recording those would be great. I shot a music video in Western Australia years ago, and it was just a really, really fun experience. But it's been long enough that I feel like it's time to shoot another one, and I want the music to be solid. To have a really solid recording before doing something like that. So yeah, comedy, music. Friendships and family, just solidifying all that. I've started letter writing again, something I haven't done for a long time. I started doing handwritten holiday cards, and I've handwritten 50 of them. So I get kind of compulsive. When I like something, I'm like, how far can I go with this? So I'm like cramping my hand up, like writing people season's greetings. But the cards get pretty elaborate, and have turned into these like existential thank you notes to friends and family, like really an opportunity to think about what I'm grateful for from each person. So like every card I send, it's like I'm giving myself a gift, reminding myself like this special person that I have in my life. So I want to continue, if not necessarily putting in the time for like a specific project like that, definitely continuing to reach out to friends, to get in touch with people that I haven't, especially now with Zoom. I Zoomed with a friend in Nigeria and with one in Ecuador and with one in Switzerland. And it's been wonderful, but I want more. I want to like keep up with their lives, not just drop in, every few months or whatever. I just want more of everything, more of the good stuff,
I love that. More of the good stuff. Wow. Such a great hashtag, more of the good stuff. For me, I just want to continue to the work that this year brought, the comedy. I've been in acting classes since September. And just doing shows, this podcast. I actually have another podcast I'm hoping to launch, but we'll just see. Time is precious, and and you really want to. The biggest lesson is don't spread yourself too thin, so that everything that you do has meaning and has the potency that you want it to have. But the biggest goals I have are, I wrote it down: structure, order, freedom. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, I have been wilding out as someone who kind of has like an all over the place kind of thing. Like I know the end game, and then I've been kind of living this by any means necessary to get there. And while I'm certainly like anybody, you'd be proud of whatever you've accomplished. You're like, okay, but how can we structure, order this so that it is more easily repeatable? And how can we, and I just had this great revelation a few years ago that I feel like I'd always been afraid of structure and order because I thought it meant the end of the freedom, only to realize that without structure and order, there may not be any freedom because you're then beholden to how boxed in you are in this break free paradigm. So for me, big goals around structure, order, freedom, so that there can be more freedom. And then just continue to release as much negativity as possible. Like anything, just try to find faster ways to pivot into solutions and understanding and patience. And honestly, sometimes just being quiet is a good pivot because sometimes you can think it, but it doesn't have to be said a lot of times. So that and just more comedy, definitely more getting more, more comedy, more acting, more things that represent the craft. To your point, Stefan, definitely better body, but more than anything, better health. And I pray that the body that I'm desiring will come as I focus on health and tactically just doing more of my homework. Like admittedly, I had these great acting classes and I was able to do what I was able to do, but what could have happened if I really did watch all the Zoom playbacks from every class so that I could take notes on the performance? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even, some classes you come face to face. Like we've been in comedy classes, so there's usually a small group. And if you don't do your homework, it kind of stands out. But in certain spaces, I didn't, the level of accountability wasn't so easily found out, but those are the places where I'm really charged up to be in integrity, because the only person that suffers is me and my art. Like no one else is suffering because I didn't watch that Zoom playback. That's you know what I'm saying? So my biggest goal is to do my homework across the board. Like, you guys know I do it in comedy. I'm always playing back everything. I record. I'm stickler about recording. I fall apart when I can't record, whatever. But so I definitely am studying that and to watch more comedy. I have to admit, to watch more like I think I'm getting the high point. So I'm watching the Dave Chappelle, but I need to be watching, just more. I need to be watching the guy that you guys, the Doug Stanhope. I need to spend a little more time. And Doug Stanhope is one example, but like, I want to spend a little more time around that. And even if it turns out that I'm only watching more Ali Sadiq or whatever, but I want to do more of that. Like I really want to dig in and really watch more specials. Because I didn't like when Bill Burr went viral, I wasn't familiar with him. He made a great impression on me, but I wasn't familiar with him.
His comedy special on Netflix is really good. What is it? Paper Tiger, I believe it's called.
Well, he's had a lot of good ones. I'm sorry you feel that way is pretty good. But
it's so triggering. But yeah, that's what it is. And that falls in that category of more homework. I feel like that's part of the more homework that I want to do.
So, Dana, you got really quiet. Am I the only one where Dana got really quiet? No? Is it okay?
I think it's okay.
Sorry. Okay. All right. And that's
hearing. It might be a noise here.
So that's it.
Oh no, the poltergeist.
Oh no, the poltergeist. More homework.
Feeling in my ear again.
More homework.
Oh, no, people that watch themselves as their homework. You ever think of an adult film star is sitting there one night watching tapes going, God, left leg up. Amateur.
If they watch the dailies, possible.
Yeah, here's the thing. What sucks is, although I think that's an interesting thought, I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, if they're
if you're a perfectionist, I mean,
some guy Christian bailing out, like, yeah, that's when you put the arm up.
So
maybe
for our American Psycho fans, that part of it.
I know when I was in Jerry Corley's class, like they had homework, a lot of homework, and like some of the other classes were like, yeah, just go over your stuff and read chapter blah blah blah, and okay, that's it. I was like, okay, that's easy. Then I get to his class, and it's all that, but it's also these homework things. I was like, damn.
Yeah. I actually try to watch comedy specials twice, like one to just experience it, and then a second time to go back for the craftsmanship of it. Like the Wanda Sykes special, mastery. Just her new one is just, she's just such a good storyteller. There's so many callbacks. It's so tight, you know, and so watching it the first time, you see it evolve and you're along for the ride. And then the second time, you know, you can really, you know what's coming and you can appreciate it in advance and note it and stuff. So yeah, I'm totally with Dana. Like, do your homework, learn from the greats, learn from the masters. I just watched Chappelle, I think, for like the third time.
Which Chappelle? Was it? Which one?
Sticks and Stones.
Okay.
2000. Was it 2019 or 2017? I think it was 2019.
There's a Tom Segura bit that I've watched over and over and over again, just because to see how he did it. But
yeah,
he gets like, I think it's about 10 minutes out of a stupid guy at the bank, and just something that he, you know, paying attention to his life at the time. This guy just starts asking him questions, but like for some reason, I find myself watching that one a lot. Because it just seems to be, he's got the whole crowd on that one the entire time.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what is it? And so he's just, I mean, very good at just, you know, short, quick tags. I mean, Mark Norman's great at that. And so is, I recently saw Joe List do it. And who's the guy that I recently was watching a bit of? Gosh. Now I forget. No, I was talking to Stefan about Sam Morrill. Like, all these guys have this, you know, and let's see, Rachel Feinstein has this as well. This ability to tell stories in a way where the story is a story of tags. In just this, like, it's just like at least every other sentence is going to make you laugh, and you're like, and it goes for minutes, and you're like, geez. And that, so I've been watching that one quite a bit, like going, how does he do that? You know?
Yeah. And then there's people like Chappelle where you're just along for the ride for the story for a long time without tags. He tells some long stories, but it's just so captivating. Like,
right. I think to do what he's doing, you gotta like already be at a certain level, man.
Oh, he's next level, yeah. And
you know what I'm saying? I'm not like I know I ain't ready for that.
But keep it in your sights. Keep it in your sights.
Oh yeah.
Woo. All right. Well, I think we're set up for an amazing 2021. I have to keep saying it.
Yeah, it sounds like a horror movie, you know. Welcome to 2021. Oh, before it was a symmetrical number, and now it's not.
Right.
Well, not really, but you know, 2020 is not totally symmetrical.
Right.
We want to wish everybody a happy New Year.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
Happy 2021.
Happy 2021, everybody.
Yes.
Definitely.
2021.